Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? I've been having such technical difficulties, so just bear with me while I do a couple of things here, just sorting some things out, trying to make sure the stream is working. And can you let me know, please? Can you let me know you can hear me? Yeah, and just bear with me, guys. Trying to do... I'm so technologically challenged, it's not funny. I can't go live on Rumble for some reason. It doesn't work. I've got NVIDIA settings. I don't even know what NVIDIA is. I didn't even know I had an NVIDIA. But I found out I do have an NVIDIA. And it's got to do with the computer and technology and everything like that. So, what an insane time I'm having. And I did do a video on Rumble earlier, about nearly a week ago now, but I have been busy with, excellent working. I have been busy with my mum and my grandkids, so bear with me, guys. So thank you so much. Alex, how you going? I am Kai, how you going? Fred, how you going? Carl, how you going? King Snowball, how you going? Who else have we got here? Eyes, how you going? Alex, out to lunch, how you going? Fred, how you going? MJ, how you going? Who else have we got? I am Kai, how you going? And Charles. Okay. So, yeah, apart from technical difficulties and everything else, I did get a strike on YouTube. I did ask for timestamps. They couldn't give me timestamps. I got done for cyberbullying and harassment, not sure how. It's getting crazy in here, guys. Okay, let's do some news. I'm hoping you can still hear me. Let me know in the chat if anything goes wrong. I will kind of just keep looking at the chat. Hey Luna, how you going? I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. Okay, so we've got a lot going on. Okay, for a start, the what do you call it? The alien thing, okay? That's a distraction, okay? When JFK thing happened, didn't they bring out aliens back then as a distraction? Well, they're doing it again because Biden's in trouble and now they need a distraction. So we have Kevin McCarthy who said, we've recently learned Hunter Biden received money from China. Oh, hang on one sec, guys. I've got to pin it. Okay, give me one sec. Sorry, I'm still having a bit of difficulty here. I need to pin that to the top. Okay, And then I can share the screen again. Okay. Hunter received money from China, contradicting President Biden's claims. President Biden spoke with Hunter's business associates over 20 times, contradicting what Biden previously claimed. Biden's DOJ tried to secretly give Hunter broad immunity and admitted the sweetheart deal was unprecedented, which a judge struck down. As far as I'm aware, everyone in America could see what was going to come next. DOJ's attempt to distract from the news and attack the frontrunner for the Republican nomination, President Trump. So they've now indicted President Trump again as well. House Republicans will continue to uncover the truth about Biden, Inc. and the two-tier justice system. And I don't know what's wrong with my screen either. It's white. Okay. Oh. Yeah, this is I'm hearing a lot of pedos getting busted. Left, right and centre, actually. Eco MyStrings said the Monster of Riga case was so bad it hits a level of incredibility. Robert M. confessed to 83 baby attacking cases with camera evidence in child care centre. That's why I'm looking after my granddaughter. A Latvian-born Dutch pedo has been sentenced to 18 years in prison, and he was filming it. I heard of another one on a true crime case. It was yesterday. Her name's Annie Elise. She was doing the true crime thing, and it was so disgusting. I put it on to play while I was driving, and I couldn't turn it off. It was children being attacked by a husband and wife. And they actually recruited someone else to help them as well, which was, it was disgusting. I just wanted to turn it off, and I was stuck driving with this thing playing, and I couldn't. It was making me angry, really angry at what was going on, you know. US Ministry of Truth said if aliens don't distract you, we'll try indicting Trump again, and that's exactly what they've done. Also, what's his name? Klaus Schwab's little man, right? The little man. He's trying to say that you've got 2 cents an hour, all conspiracy theorists. So expect blackout of this internet, you know. Come on, man, said Linda Burney stumbled and bumbled her way through another question time today. She has no idea, this is one of our politicians here in Australia, and continues to dribble nonsense and doesn't answer any questions. What's new? I think politicians go to school to not answer questions, to learn how to not answer questions. She's completely devoid of reality and intelligence, just checking the stream. And it's embarrassing to watch her struggle with the truth because she doesn't tell the truth. And by the way, I have signed up for the no voice, okay? I'll be helping. I'm getting involved. Kang Space said day 1 of August, BR BlackRock. AU is confirmed, waiting for BlackRock to confirm. Please stand by. Future contact to be established. Transition will end at this time. And this is Mr. Poole. Not sure why or what that's about. Watcher Guru said just in. US government launches investigation into $9 trillion asset manager BlackRock over Chinese investments. There you go, that's what that's about. Jesse Kelly said we have to have a COVID reckoning for many reasons, but one of those reasons is the tyrants from last time aren't afraid. They loved it. They want to do it again. Greg Price said a doctor on MSNBC says that Americans should start wearing masks again. Time to bring them out again, especially as school season starts. We don't even need to listen to that. No. Just no. Jack Pozo said scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson claims biology is insufficient during an unhinged rant defending radical transgender. Just let me tell you, this man is not a scientist. He's another one with an honorary degree or honorary title as a scientist. Not a real scientist. The Post-Millennial said scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson claims biology is insufficient. Suppose no matter my chromosomes today I feel 80% female, 20% male. Look, feelings aren't fact, okay? Sometimes our feelings are irrational. Disclosed TV said just in, Pfizer reports a bigger than expected 54% decline in second quarter revenue. Good stuff. Hope they go quicker. Il Donaldo Trump, oh, what's going on here? Ooh, there's a lot of smoke in there. Il Donaldo Trumpo said Joe Rogan knows. Okay, what does Joe Rogan know? Let's have a little listen. Hopefully this works.
For sure, it was rigged by the media. For sure. Just the Hunter Biden laptop case and the Russia collusion case. Just those two things.
Yeah.
Just those two narratives that they knew were not true, that they pushed out in front of everybody, and that we know, had to do with trying to get rid of Trump. That was a big. That is
one over-reporting and one under-reporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is in many ways. That's
an attempt to
manipulation.
Yeah.
It's manipulation of a public narrative. It's a manipulation of what the people think is real and not real. Everybody thought he was in collusion with Russia. It's what everybody thought. It's what they were just all these mainstream, except Fox News.
Yeah.
They were the only ones. They were the only ones that weren't pushing it. Everybody else was pushing it.
Yeah, it was sold hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not true, and it's proven to be not true. And then there's the Hunter Biden laptop thing, which they knew was true, and they said wasn't true.
Yeah.
And they told you that they
Oops. Now that's Twitter. That's not a technical difficulty.
everybody thought. It was not true, and it's proven to be not true. And then there's the Hunter Biden laptop thing, which they knew was true, and they said wasn't true.
Yeah.
And they told you that they stopped people from sharing it on social media. They stopped people from sharing it on Twitter. Zuckerberg sat in that very chair and said that the FBI contacted Facebook and told them that it was Russian disinformation. They were getting a bunch of Russian disinformation. And so they limited the spread of that.
Wow.
I don't know how they did it. I don't know exactly what they did to limit the distribution of that
Well,
article.
the FBI is involved in that.
It's wild shit,
It's pretty
dude.
wild.
It's wild shit, and no one cares. No one's up in arms. No one's freaking out, because that is a way that you're going to rig an election without rigging an election.
Yeah.
He knows. It's all coming full circle, guys. And it has to be done this way, and it will take time because it has to play out for people to wake up properly. So that's exactly what we're seeing with all of this. James Lindsay causing global boiling. Paper straws are an eco-communist demoralisation and humiliation tool. Stop using them. Okay, the only thing you can get here in Australia is paper straws. So you want to make sure you're going to drink your drink quick before that straw dissolves in the water, in the liquid, okay? They stopped selling plastic. They stopped using plastic bags here in Australia. And what they did was they stopped providing them at supermarkets, and then they said, you've got to pay 15 cents for each plastic bag you use. Well, now they've gone to paper, and you can't put more than 2 cans of canned goods in the bag before it'll rip through. So what we've done is, okay, we've gone from saving the environment and not using plastic to cutting down trees to use them instead. Make that make sense? It doesn't. So now they're just going to use more paper and trees instead of plastic. Okay, the Gateway Pundit said, raw vegan influencer dies of starvation. Look, you might be able to do veganism for a little while, right? But eventually what will happen is you will become so malnutritioned, you'll suffer from malnutrition. That's what will happen. Go and look at any vegan who's been doing it for a long time, and they are gaunt looking, sickly looking. Go and look at that vegan teacher. Go and look at her. She doesn't look very good. And look at this poor girl. Look, veganism has been known to be the agenda of the UN since at least 2011. They've been trying to tell people to not eat meat. So what do? You go and eat lots of meat. In fact, turn everything upside down and you're closer to the truth. So if veganism kills you, what does eating meat do? Just think the opposite, remember? A raw vegan influencer died of starvation last week. Zana Samsonova A well-known raw vegan influencer living in Malaysia died last Friday after eating only exotic fruits for an extended period of time. How's Freely the banana girl going? Wasn't she doing the same thing? I think some of them cheat. Some of these influencers, they cheat to keep themselves going. Otherwise, they would just drop. A vegan is a person who does not eat any food derived from animals, and a raw vegan eats food completely raw or heated at temperatures below 118 degrees. According to reports, Zana Samsonova only ate exotic fruits and died of starvation. Now, don't get me wrong, you do need fruit, okay? You need fruit and vegetable to an extent. You need the vitamin C, but meat will give you most of your vitamins. And also these fats that they say, don't eat the fats. They're what are they, saturated fats? Fat is good for you. In fact, it helps you to burn more. Believe it or not, I know, it sounds weird, but it does. Vegan influencer Zana Samsonova has reportedly died of starvation. Okay, we know that. According to friends and family, she was 39 years old. Too young. The Russian national, who frequently promoted raw foods on social media where she was known to her millions of viewers on TikTok, Facebook and Instagram as Zana D-Art, D-Art, reportedly died July 21st after finally seeking medical treatment during a tour in Southeast Asia, according to local media outlet reports. A few months ago in Sri Lanka, she already looked exhausted with swollen legs, oozing lymph. One unidentified friend told Newsflash they sent her home to seek treatment. However, she ran away again. When I saw her in Phuket, I was horrified. Her friend added, I lived one floor above her, and every day I feared finding her lifeless body in the morning. I convinced her to seek medical treatment, but she didn't make it. Samsonova's mother attributed her daughter's passing to cholera-like infection. However, her official cause of death has not been declared. The anti-Christian vegan movement has gained popularity in recent years. The vegan diet, especially raw veganism, is spreading like wildfire because influencers are pushing the lifestyle on social media. A Cape Coral mother was recently found guilty of starving her 18-month-old son to death after she fed him only raw fruits and vegetables. Look, people are doing it to their animals, they're doing it to their children, and the children aren't growing up properly, okay? They're growing up like they're way behind other children in size, in energy levels. It's not good, okay? It might be good for a little while to try and clean out your system if you want to, but I tried it for 6 months and nearly killed me because I was already sick when I did it. So, wow. Okay, Rad said good morning, and we know it, and they know who their compliant subjects are. Do not comply. Every single bit of chaos is being created on purpose, every last nonsensical bit of it. The purpose is for when the time comes, you'll be begging for order. Their order. It's orchestrated, all of it. We don't want their order or their new world order. We want freedom. Okay? Glenn Greenwald said 2 questions. If the Hunter Biden laptop had nothing incriminating, why did CIA and corporate media unite to spread the lie before the 2020 vote that it was Russian disinformation? Number 2, if Burisma got nothing of value from Joe, why did it keep paying Hunter $80,000 a month? And that's in response to Nancy Mace. Why would Burisma hire the son of the VP if it was only for the illusion of access? Can't quite figure it out. If the prosecutor investing Burisma is not fired, you're not getting the money, remember? Joe Biden. He was caught on video doing it. If you haven't seen it, go and check out Joe Biden saying if the prosecutor is not fired. Okay, there's a flat earther here somewhere. The unnatural appearances of the skies and bad weather you observe is not a mere coincidence. Frequently, it's a consequence of severe weather modification techniques such as chemtrailing or even HAARP. If you don't know what HAARP is, please go and look at it. They said it's shut down. But can we engineer the weather? Cloud seeding is a form of weather modification. Hang on, let me just... That can produce what we want of more or less of, sorry. I'm going to turn the volume down. I don't know if there's music or... more rain or snow, or even smaller hail pellets. China is building the world's largest weather modification system to officially enhance rain that will cover an area over 2.1 million square miles, 5.5 million kilometres, by 2025. Today, at least 52 countries across the globe are using some sort of weather modification program. While it may sound too good to be true, the technology's been around for more than 75 years. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets. Groups of droplets form water vapour or ice crystals by itself, that this water vapour isn't dense enough to fall to the ground as precipitation. Instead, it rises until it becomes supercooled and condenses around tiny particles or dust in the sky called condensation nuclei. It takes billions of these condensed water droplets to form a visible cloud in cloud seeding. A seeding agent is used as the condensation nuclei. Typical seeding agents are chemicals: silver iodide, potassium iodide, solid carbon dioxide. These are just shot into clouds by rockets or sprayed into clouds using drones or aircraft. Attached supercooled water vapour molecules in the clouds condense around these particles. The condensed water vapour droplets then group together, becoming larger and heavier. The process continues until the droplets are large enough to fall as rain. Recently, the UAE created artificial rain using drones. These drones targeted certain clouds with electrical charges through concentrated lasers to force water droplets to pool in the air, triggering the desired rainfall. Today, the largest cloud seeding system in the world is found in China. China creates 55 billion tonnes of artificial rain a year. Other countries are also looking to ramp up cloud seeding efforts in the hope of increasing precipitation. Okay, and if you don't believe me that it's been around for 75 years, in the Vietnam War, does anyone remember them making monsoons? I do, and I wasn't even alive then, but I've looked into it, they have. Okay, Kim.com, just checking out the chat. O's have dollars for sure. Oh, YouTube does, yes. Tim.com said, when it's not a CIA coup, it's a bad coup. Just days ago, the US government was crying crocodile tears about Russians' cancellation of the grain deal and the humanitarian impact on Africa. Now the US are going to starve Nigeria's people with sanctions to restore democracy because of US interests. Because there's something going on with Nigeria, France and the US at the moment. I'll get into that in a sec. Big things happening. James Lindsay, who's causing global boiling. Building for All People has 2 communist dog whistles in it. For all means redistribution to those theory alleges don't already have. Number 2, people refers to only those who support their program, as others are enemies of the people under their friend-enemy distinction. Because Kamala Harris has said, we are building an economy for all people. Now, what I'm hearing about what's going on with Kamala, Joe and all that, believe they're going to pull Joe out. Kamala's going to become acting president for a bit until Michelle comes in, or Michael. Yeah. So, but that's what that's going to do is bring the Obamas to the forefront. Guess who's next after Biden to be exposed? The opinionated black woman said it's just a conspiracy theory. There is not enough rain. Hang on. Oops.
This is a private plane full of salt.
Hang on a sec, guys.
We're gonna drop that.
They're going to drop the salt in the air because there's music behind it. Why? Well, here in the UAE, there is not enough rain. And humans need rain. So the Emirates built this command centre to make it rain. Again, they monitor the sky. And when they find a cloud, they send a private plane into the cloud and drop 48 kilograms of salt because salt attracts water. So this special salt makes clouds heavier until they rain. And you've got more views of them doing it. It's called cloud seeding, and they've been doing it for years. Just think about this. If humans need to send planes to the skies to make water, then let us save water when we can. That's 1 minute. See you tomorrow. I don't know who he is, but see you tomorrow, mate. Oh, dear. And they can also stop the rain. Okay, once on Top Gear, I believe it was Top Gear, a lady was being interviewed, and she was very well off, you know, and she told them, they were talking about this, she had a wedding, and they cleared the skies for her. That's all they have to do. It's some sort of EMF, I'm pretty sure. Hell no, said I desperately need everyone to understand. The more woke a celebrity comes off as, the more likely it is they're a bad person. I don't know if anyone knows who Lizzo is. Kamani said, if this Lizzo stuff is true, then I'm actually heartbroken. Like, Jesus Christ, everything she stood for would genuinely be a lie. I don't know what's happening with Lizzo lately, but something's going on with her. She become woke? I don't know. I mean, Isaac Butterfield does a lot of videos on is she one of the, like, bigger people that, you know, body positivity kind of stuff? I'm not 100% sure. Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene said Jack Smith is a terrible attorney with lots of failures in his career. Now he's abusing his power, the power of the Special Counsel and the power of the Department of Justice. I will not fund Jack Smith's Special Counsel. I will use the Holman Rule to defund his office. Marjorie Taylor Greene. President Trump is innocent and we must end the witch hunts. Go, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Go, you good woman. Respect Australia, National Mate, said this government does not care about the Australian population anymore. I don't think it ever did. Broken promises after broken promises. The government needs to be sacked before it's too late. Maybe it's already too late. I sincerely hope not. Vote No Australia. And as I said, I'm going on the ground and I'm going to be letterboxed, you know. You could choose what you wanted to do to help through Jacinta Price. I did subscribe to her emails and that's how I found out. So I'm joining them to help. Cat Turd posted this. Donald J. Trump said, wow, DeSanctimonious would have lost in a Republican primary landslide in 2018 without my endorsement, and then lost in the general election without my big Florida rallies for him. Now he tells Brett Bayer of Fox News that he didn't need my help. So untruthful. Pollsters are angry. Watch what we put out on Truth. Even in his own words, Brett should have called him out on this very tame interview. MAGA will never vote for this ungrateful person because apparently DeSantis is a neocon. The Punisher said the entire Fall of Cabal series, every single video will be in this thread, which I will share on Twitter for anyone who wants to watch, and I do recommend watching it. The End of the World as We Know It, Fall of the Cabal 1, Part 1, Things That Make You Go, I remember that song. Things that make you go, Beginning the search for the truth, left and right in politics. WikiLeaks, the inauguration of Donald J. Trump and the birth of that phenomena. Q1. English spoken part 1 of 10. Documentary by award-winning researcher and author Janet Osbard. Okay, so there's a 13-minute video here. Hang on, let me just see if I can. This documentary was made by researcher and author Janet Osbard from the Netherlands with the aid of countless add-ons across the world. It contains thousands of hours of research. I urge you to accept nothing as the truth. Please do your own research and double-check everything I present to you. That goes for me too. That is the only way to truly wake up and become an independent thinker. So what I will do, there's part 2. The End of the World. Part 2 is called Down the Rabbit Hole. About the phenomena, the battle for the world dominance, shadow governments, the 1%, the power of the banks, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and George Soros. It's in English. The part 3 is the alien invasion. About the migrant caravan, George Soros, NAMBLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, if you don't know what NAMBLA is. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, the destabilisation of the world, the importance of united we stand, divided we fall. About the role of President Trump in his achievements, fake news, human trafficking, the wall, and child trafficking for the elite. Okay, what's part 4? Child lovers everywhere. It's about the trafficking, the pedo logos used by child protection agencies, adoption agencies, in Disney cartoons and movies, in Hollywood, in business and in politics. About Haiti as child trafficking island, the role of the Clintons and Trudeau. Part 5 is children, art and pizza. Anyone saying that was debunked? It never was. About the over-sexualisation of children and the normalisation of pedos, child sex... I shouldn't have said that. Trafficking for the elite. About Pizza Restaurant, Comet Ping Pong and its owner James Elefantes. His background, family line, Rothschild. His close friendship with the Obamas, the Clintons, David Brock, Tony and John Podesta. The artwork they buy and exhibit portraying naked, abused children, about Pizzagate scandal, the Podesta emails, the encoded meaning of pizza-related jargon, and the shocking secret behind Comet Ping Pong about cognitive dissonance and the psychology of denial. Part 6 is major media manipulation. About the torture swimming pool of Gloria Vanderbilt, her son, CNN reporter Anderson Cooper, if you didn't know about that. About fake news, media manipulation and propaganda, the CIA, Project Mockingbird, whistleblower Udo Olfcott, I don't know, the illusion of choice in media land, major sponsors of Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, about the dangers of censorship, Media Matters for America, Correct the Record, Facebook, Google, YouTube, Snopes, and all of them. I'm going to get myself in trouble again by reading this. Witches and Warlocks is part 7. Marina Abramovic, spirit cooking. The Brazilian healer, John of God. 8 cases of alleged taking oneself out by hanging from doorknobs. Dolores Zorrigueta, Loren Scott, Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, Tim Bergling, Avicii, Annabelle Nielsen, Aaron Schwartz, Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, The Wrath of Hillary Clinton, about worshipping of the, Satanism, normalising cannibalism, the Church of Satan, statues of Moloch, about the Dutch royal family, the Nazi connection, Operation Paperclip, Barrel Oak, the Bilderberg Group. Part 8 is Beyond Kings and Queens, about the hunting parties of European royal family and the elite, Pizzagate, the Drino, survivor accounts, the English royal family, the connection with Epstein, the naked boy trying to escape from Buckingham Palace. If you haven't seen that, please search, you'll find it on YouTube. There's video. He falls, by the way. The ITCCS, Kevin Annette, 50,000 murdered Canadian children, the evidence, sacrifice of children throughout the ages, the tradition of the red shoes, about Anthony Weiner's laptop, his life insurance file, blackmail, and the murder of those who speak up. Part 9 is The Dawn of a New World, about the phenomena and us and that board. Oops, hang on, go back. Yeah, of this board here, and the Anons are separate, and that is the rest of the people who were watching. The Yellow Vests, the Uprise, the Revolution of the People, the help from this letter, the identity of that letter, and the Truth Movement, about the hints and clues by President Trump, Nexium, the Bronfman sisters, the Dalai Lama, Frank Justra, about red-pilling the people, draining the swamp, Hillary Clinton's email service. Look, I think this is pretty much wrapped up in a video form. So please, if you haven't followed it, I'm going to share this on Twitter. Please go and watch them. It's really important. And it'll give you a lot of information that I can't remember. The mysterious soccer ball at Helsinki and President Putin, Barron Trump, about the stepping down of 80,000 CEOs, the assassination attempts on Trump, about the real Russian collusion, the Uranium One scandal, the Rosatom deal, the bribery, corruption, money laundering, pay to play. And for anyone who doesn't know, they have attempted to assassinate Trump a few times now. about Clinton and Obama's high treason, the infiltration by the Muslim Brotherhood, the execution of John McCabe, the encoded flag on his coffin, and Osama bin Laden. Part 10. The Return of the King. About President Trump's spelling errors, Kofifi, hamburgers, smocking gun. This is not a mistake. He does not make mistakes he doesn't make mistakes, he does it on purpose, and it's for the Anons to dig. His hints and clues, his direct communication with the people, about a future spokesman for the US, about John F. Kennedy, Sr. and Jr. and their deaths, about the clues Jr. left behind, the Tiffany Blue Boxes, George Magazine, Survival Guide to the Future, Vincent Fuchsia, Nikola Tesla, John Trump, Julian Assange, about the possibility of time travel, wormholes, parallel timelines, mysterious books by Ingersoll Lockwood, you know, the Trump, The Last President, and Barron's whatever adventure it was, the Ingersoll Trump Pocket Watch, Alice in Wonderland, Follow the White Rabbit, Future Proofs Past, Q in Star Trek, the Q Continuum, Trust the Plan, Where We Go One, We Go All. So if you ever see these letters, this means where we go one, we go all, worldwide. Because where one country goes, we all go. And all we have to do is look at what's happening now. Is there more? The sequel, The Birth of the Cabal, we're taking you back into history all the way to the origins of the Cabal. Let's start in summer modern day Iraq, where the oldest civilization on Earth started. By following two major migrations to the west and to the north, we'll meet the Khazars and the Ashkenazi. We'll discover the roots of the Rothschilds family. The episode takes you to the turbulent era of the Crusades, the Knights Templar, their hunger for world domination, and their link to secret societies, the Jesuit World Order and the Freemasons. Were these really separate groups? They'll find out in this first episode. Part 1, Part 3. Meet 18th century Adam Weishaupt and the Ashmel Rothschild, the founders of the Order of the Illuminati in South Germany. Let ancient documents show you the true ideology of the Cabal, their infiltration of the Masonic lodges and their secret alliances. Their taste for revenge taking shape as the French Revolution, the Napoleonic Wars, World War I and many wars, as we will see in future episodes, behold the Cabal's ultimate tool to obtain power, money and control. War. The empire of the Cabal grows and grows. This is a very long thread. Part 2, Part 4, which means Part 2 of the Fall of the Cabal. This says Part 3. Worldwide Wrath. The Khazarian Cabal wanted revenge on Russia, the country that had expelled them. The Russian Revolution was their ultimate wrath, revenge in the Jesuit way. Every leader of every war was a Jesuit puppet, groomed and pushed forward by the elite. Not just Napoleon, not just Lenin, but also Hitler, leader of World War II. Who was he really? And what happened between World War I and World War II? How was World War II even possible? Find out about the Jesuit Nazi SS and the Jesuit organised birth of Israel. Long before World War II even started, while the world was on fire, the Cabal's power kept growing exponentially. The secret, number 4, I don't know why they're going. Part 5, the Protocols of Zion. Hoax or truth, anti-Semitic or not? Let's find out through ancient documents revealing the true identity. Okay, so if you want more true history than what you see and what you learn, seriously, go look at this. It's going to be amazing. If you haven't seen it, and I haven't either, I think I might watch it. Hoax or truth, anti-Semitic or not? Let's find out through ancient documents revealing the true identity of the protocols and its authors. They show us a future so chilling, so evil, this episode will send shivers down your spine. Their old worlds combined with everyday pictures will shock you to the core. Do we have time left before they reach their final goal? Absolute world dominance and a one-world government, a new world order in which their king, the King of Kings, will be crowned on the throne of Zion, Jerusalem, to rule the world forevermore. The Part 5, the Cabal's Evil Engine, the UN. From the Georgia Guidestone summarising the Protocols of Zion in stone to the main engine of the Cabal, the United Nations, set up at the very end of World War II, with one goal alone, to create one world government, in order to usurp and suppress. Their blue helmets and Peace Corps leave trails of abuse and destruction, surrounded by scandals yet untouchable by law. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, the global sustainability goals. Do you want evidence for such brutal claims? Then go ahead and watch Part 5. Part 6, population control at its worst. Meet Henry Kissinger, the man who adapted the ancient protocols of Zion into the 20th and 21st centuries and who advised US presidents and governments on how to steal precious minerals and fossil fuels from the African continent and how to roll out and execute population control. Let's have a closer look at the UN and their financial support of China's one-child policy. They forced sterilizations of millions of women worldwide and taking of the children as fetuses out of the women. The trauma and bloodshed they left behind will expose the population control NGOs assisting the UN in their aim to cut down world population in heinous ways. One of them is Planned Parenthood with its eugenicist Nazi ideology. Part 7, philanthropy or money laundering? I'd say the second one for sure. In this episode, we'll dive into some of the over 5,500 NGOs that have been solely set up to execute the UN's evil goals. These so-called philanthropic institutions are tax exempt. Okay, can I just claim I'm a philanthropist now? They do not need to disclose their donors. They move millions, even billions of dollars around from mother to sister company to yet another subsidiary without any legal control or obstruction whatsoever in this massive money laundering scheme. Let's examine what philanthropy truly means. Well, then I'm not a philanthropist because I don't do that. Okay, Part 8, the Gates Foundation and the scandals to do with the jabbies. Meet the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, one of the most influential NGOs of the 21st century. On the outside, a benign philanthropic foundation, but on the inside, one of the darkest cabal tools imaginable. We'll expose their complicity in these experiments on innocent people across the world. We'll show you the devastating results. Children crippled, sterilised, mutilated for the rest of their lives. Human guinea pigs used to see how many would die as a result of the venom that they shoot, you know. All of BMGF's programs are fully supported by the UN, the WHO and UNICEF. And UNICEF aren't real good either. Their people apparently attack people around the world, women and children. Apparently, I'm allegedly not 100% certain, go and look for yourself. Are you still considering donating money to any of these foundations? You won't after seeing this episode. Most foundations don't do it. Okay, Part 9. Further exposure of Gates and his obsession with genetically modifying everything he can lay his hands on and his secret ties to the US Army. Also exposing the corruption of Tedros and Tedros in his little shorts that day dancing around the club. Current director of the Current Director General of the WHO. Okay, is there any more? Oh, there is. Oh my goodness. Part 10, further exposure of Bill Gates, buying shares in companies active in the area of control, manipulation, censorship, trafficking, and the Drino, this one here. If you don't know what this is, please watch these videos, you'll find out. About Gates' multiple visits to Epstein Island and his foolish denial, his investments in Monsanto, and his jabby fetish. Oh my goodness, there's more. Further exposure. Oh my, Bill Gates really cops it in this one, doesn't he? Involved in some of the most polluting companies in the world. And yet, they scream climate change. Part 13, or Part 12, whichever way you want to go. The ultimate weapon of Gates, gene drive technology, synthetic biology, a curse or a blessing. Part 13, final exposure of Billy Gates. His last evil schemes in the limelight. Oh my God, it keeps going. The era of depopulation. I've got a lot of videos to watch now. What does that look like in our daily lives about wars, natural disasters, or natural with a question mark? Famine and drought, plagues and diseases, true story behind AIDS and the Spanish flu. Wow. Part 15. The era of depopulation, about our food, poison, water, and care products, about GMOs and family planning. The true story behind sex education and the LGBTQ movement. And by the way, most of the things we use are not good for us at all. The food, the water, and most of the things we use, like detergents, laundry, dish, shampoos, things like that, soap, oh, God knows what's involved. 16, the era of depopulation, the truth behind chemtrails and electrosmog. Part 18, the era of depopulation, the truth behind the jabs. Part 19, part 1 of multiple episodes about the biggest medical scam of all times. And that is the end. And how far back do I have to go now? I clicked a few times, so we're going to be going back a fair bit. But what I want to do is I want to... Okay, that's part 2. Go back to... Okay. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3... I clicked out of it. They killed Kenny, you bastard. Sorry, I'll find my way there. It shouldn't be too far down because that was a very long... Oh, it is. Far down enough. Wow. Okay. I'll find it, guys. Just bear with me. I'll find it. I was further down than I thought I was. There you go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this on Twitter. In fact, can I copy the link? And sorry guys, we're just going to get a double. I'm going to share it in here. Okay. So I've just put the link in the comments, guys, for you guys, in case you're not on Twitter, and because you should be able to click it and get it. And be able to see it, even if you're not with Twitter. Wokel Distance said, number 1, the woke have taken over education. It's worse than you think. This teacher, who doesn't know when America was founded, says she teaches students about protesting and Black Lives Matter, but won't teach the official curriculum. Oh, here we go, another thread. A woke education takeover explained. Let's have a little listen to this woman.
17-something. We're teachers. So...
Ah... Twitter. Dear me. So now I've got to go all over again. By the way, Obama's chef died recently. I think most of you have heard about that. Let's have a listen to this again.
So I was a 7th grade civics teacher, government teacher, and she is an elementary school teacher.
What year did we get our independence?
1776.
17-something. We're teachers.
I actually don't teach what's in our curriculum. I'm teaching children social studies that's not in our curriculum, teaching them things about how to be an anti-racist. I taught them about protesting. I taught them about Black Lives Matter. I taught them about Black Lives Matter.
So I was a 7th
Wow, okay.
grade civics
Hang on.
Teacher.
It's supposed to be a thread here. Isaac Gottsman, an advocate for critical social justice wokeness, wrote the book Critical Turn in Education. Explains how in the 1960s, radical leftists brought Marxism into our universities. In the 70s, and took over the field of education in the 70s and 80s. To the question, where did the 60s radicals go? The most accurate answer, noted Paul Bull in his classic Marxism in the United States, would be neither to religious cults nor yuppiedom, but to the classroom. After the fall of New Left arose a new left, an academic left. The turn to critical Marxist thought is a defining moment in the past 40 years of educational scholarship. That's why people are coming out of universities and schools as little Marxists, especially for educational scholars who identify as part of the political left. It introduced the ideas and vocabulary that continue to frame most conversations in the field about social justice, such as hegemony, ideology, conscious praxis, and most importantly, the word critical itself. Gottsman also explains that in the 70s and 80s, the Marxists actually pushed the original Marxist ideas past where Marx took them and making them more radical. He also freely admits that the Marxists radicalised the field of education. Don't take my word for it. Of the political left, it introduced the ideas and vocabulary that continue to frame most conversations in the field about social justice, such as hegemony, ideology, consciousness, praxis, and most importantly, the word critical itself, which has become ubiquitous as a designer for left educational scholarship. Initially sequestered in curriculum studies and sociology of education, today critical scholarship is frequently published in the journals of some of the field's most historically conservative areas, such as educational administration and science education. The critical turn radicalised the field. Since its beginnings in the 1970s and 1980s, critical education scholarship has also pushed far beyond the Marxist tradition and focused on political, economy and social class. Although the critical Marxist tradition remains the foundation for much of the work that followed, critical educational scholars now engage a range of intellectual and political traditions that help us better understand culture and identity, gender and sexuality, race and ethnicity, constructions of ability. Number 4, let's take a look at how they did it. The story starts with Brazilian Marxist Paulo Freire. I don't know how that's pronounced. I'm so sorry if I'm doing it wrong. Was influenced by communist dictator Vladimir Lenin. But he was also influenced by critical theory, a method of engagement created by neo-Marxists at the Frankfurt School. Freire became thoroughly engrossed in Marxist revolutionary thought. Freire was influenced by the work of classic revolutionary thinkers such as Lenin and Rosa Luxemburg. Like many of his contemporaries, in addition to the revolutionary Marxist tradition, Freire also became deeply influenced by the critical Marxist tradition. Antonio Gramsci in the late 1920s and early 1930s, and from the 1920s on, Max Horkheimer, Theodore Adorno, Walter Benjamin, Erich Fromm, Herbert Marcuse, and others affiliated with the Institute for Social Research, commonly referred to as the Frankfurt School, which was founded in the University of Frankfurt, Germany in 1923, and went into exile in 1933, first to Geneva, then in 1935 to New York City to escape the rise of National Socialism. It was Max Horkheimer who became director of the Institute in 1930, who in 1937 essay titled Traditional and Critical Theory coined the term critical theory. Critical theory is a method of critiquing society. Critical theorists have a vision for society and use critical theories to say whatever disagrees with their neo-Marxist vision is oppressive and evil. And they did a full explanation here. Everything is problematic. Paw Patrol, Barbie, Dr. Seuss and Christmas are all problematic, but why? The theory behind it's called critical theory, and the woke use it to attack literally everything everyone does, so we need to understand it. Paulo Freire used critical theory to create what he called critical pedagogy, a theory he laid out in his book Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Pedagogy, a theory of how to teach. Freire says the goal of critical pedagogy is a Marxist transformation of all society. The pedagogy of the oppressed as a humanist and libertarian pedagogue has two distinct stages. In the first, the oppressed unveil the world of oppression and through the praxis commit themselves to its transformation. The second stage, in which the reality of oppression has already been transformed, this pedagogy ceases to belong to the oppressed and becomes the pedagogy of all people. In the process is permanent liberation. They're not liberating anyone. Freire is not an obscure theorist. He's the most cited scholar in education. Citations are one way to measure how influential someone's work is, and Freire has 530,216 citations. Albert Einstein, the greatest physicist ever, has 155,730 citations, less than half of Freire. Freire became so influential because of a number of theorists in the 80s decided to pick up on his work and launder his ideas into colleges. Well, these names are really hard to pronounce. Don't worry, my name's hard to pronounce too. So, Henry Giroux is probably did more than anyone else to radicalise the field of education by bringing in Freire's work. Giroux began as a neo-Marxist, see below, from teachers as intellectuals, who was dedicated to using a neo-Marxist framework to transform schools into a place where he could teach his radical leftist value to students and create a revolution. However, the neo-Marxist position, it seems to us, provides the most insightful and comprehensive model for a more progressive approach for understanding the nature of schooling and developing an emancipatory program for social education. That's probably why the lady, who we just watched the video of, this is what it leads to. It's probably Guru began to realise that our Enlightenment liberal vision of education that believes in objective truth, knowledge, rigour, quality and so on was not going to be taken over by the failed ideology of neo-Marxism, so he needed something a bit stronger to do the job. So in his school, Border Crossings, Guru turned to postmodernism and argued what has been presented in our social, political and our intellectual traditions as knowledge, truth, objectivity and reason are actually merely the effects of a political form of social power. Postmodernism rejects the notion of reason that is disinterested, transcendent and universal. The distinction between passion and reason, objectivity and interpretation no longer exist as separate entities, but represent instead the effects of particular discourses and forms of social power. Postmodernism suggests that what has been presented in our social, political and our intellectual traditions as knowledge, truth, objectivity and reason are actually merely the effects of a particular form of social power. The reason Marxism failed is because it wasn't true, so in order to get around that problem, the radicals attacked reason, objectivity and truth. If reason, truth and objectivity get in the way of neo-Marxism, the Marxists get rid of truth, reason and objectivity. This mixture of postmodernism and critical pedagogy has, according to education theorist Michael Apple, become embedded in education literature. Apple also says teachers should implement ideas from Italian communist Antonio Gramsci. This is where we are in education now. Oh, I think we get the gist. There is another concept we need to look at before we finish. That is the idea of critical constructivism. Critical constructivism was an idea that was developed by Joe Kinscioli. Who knows? Joe, okay? His name's Joe K., who believes that education was always inherently political. Critical constructivists deny objective, absolute, universal truth. As such, critical constructivists believe the standard by which we judge knowledge is not truth, it's politics. In other words, we decide on what is true on the basis of politics, not what is actually true. According to Joe K., the main goal of critical constructivism in the classroom is to analyse knowledge claims in terms of which people, groups, gains social and political power as a result of those claims, not by whether those claims are true. In other words, they want us to construct our knowledge and truth claims using the Marxist vision of social liberation as the ultimate standard of what we believe, rather than using truth as the ultimate standard of what we should believe. In a 1990 New York Review of Books article, John Searle captured the goal of both critical pedagogy and critical constructivism in a single sentence. Notwithstanding its opaque prose, Guru's message should be clear. The aim of a liberal education is to create political radicals. These radical left-wing theories of education, which say the goal of education is to create political radicals, are entrenched in our colleges of education. The result is now we get teachers like the ones in this video who think teaching is all about leftist politics. Let's have a listen.
I see teaching as a very political act. When we are engaging with our students, whether it's on social justice issues or multicultural issues or culturally relevant teaching, I see that as foundational to all learning. I see teaching as a very political act. When we are engaging with our...
There you go. They say it as political. They're the ones teaching the children. Get your kids out of school. The solution is not clear, but one thing is clear: that political radicals have taken over our colleges of education and are using them as a way to indoctrinate students into leftist ideology. The first step is to get involved. Join your local Mums for Liberty chapter. You got to get involved, guys. I'm learning too. Getting involved in your local school board is another great way to make progress. Finally, make an effort to be involved in the education of your kids. Know what they're being taught in school and know what their teachers are telling them. One last thing. Follow people like Conceptual James, Real Chris Rufo, Mums for Liberty, and for Tiffany Justice, and learn about what's going on so you can fight it effectively. In other words, it's pretty bad. Wow. DC Drano said, well, would you look at that? I'm having trouble with my mouth today. It doesn't want to work. I've got a lazy mouth today. War is breaking out in African countries where a gas pipeline provides energy to Europe. This is how world wars start. EU supports Ukraine. Russia retaliates by meddling in Africa and cuts off EU energy. Weak US leadership exacerbates, then boom, World War III. Oh, there's a different take on this one. Jeremy Time Will Tell said if the situation in Nigeria is not stabilised according to the standards of the West, there will be nothing for the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline, which according to the contractor's plan was supposed to supply the EU countries with as much as 30 billion cubic metres of Nigerian gas annually. The Gateway pundit said breaking, Trump predicts indicted again. Well, he has been today. I believe yesterday, today, I don't know. DC Drano said Trump indictment update, special counsel prosecutor handed a single sealed indictment and received permission to issue a summons. No names or initials provided. Trump will have to announce himself. Spetsnaz 007, or Spetsnaz, I don't know. The former British colonies plan to help France take back the former French colony Niger. Isn't this just an interesting twist? Shows you Africa just gained independence on paper. It never actually had independence and freedom. There was a coup there, apparently. Megatron said Africa is preparing for war. After the coup d'etat in Nigeria and the removal of the French puppet from the presidential position, the West African organisation ECOWAS, which is under the full control of the United States and France, announced that it would attack Niger. Yesterday, Mali, Burkina Faso and Guinea jointly declared that the attack on Nigeria is an attack on all of them and that they will intervene militarily. But the most interesting part is Algeria's statement that it will also intervene militarily if Niger is attacked. Today, the Chief of Staff of the Algerian Army arrived in Moscow for a meeting with Shrigu? I don't know. Algeria is likely to receive heavy weapons from Russia and Iran through its ports. The USA and France have confirmed they will support military intervention by ECOWAS, de facto confirming they are creating a new war in the world like in Syria and Ukraine. The same scheme worked for them when they destroyed Libya, but today Niger has powerful support. Yep, proxy wars. Stop it. Stop it, you people. Stop it. We've got insane people running things, seriously. Jason Hinkle said breaking France is immediately evacuating French and European nationals from Niger. Russians are welcome to stay. So you can look into that further. You can make your own mind up about what's going on there, but do some research, certainly. And I will be too. Occupy Grifters said Joe Biden corruption goes back to the beginning when he bought an opulent mansion owned by the DuPont family on a $44,000 Senate salary. Even Beau Biden as a child couldn't figure out how or why. Joe explained how with his typical blarney. His sold influence became DuPont's bitch. Biatch. Okay. Don LeCrae said to class on April 19, 2010, Joe Biden's son, Beau Biden, prosecuted one of the worst pedos in American history just 5 years before his death. Biden stuck around to prosecute involved Earl Bradley, a paediatrician who perpetrated what some called one of the worst cases of child abuse by assaulting dozens, if not hundreds, of his young patients in a really, really bad way. The numbers were staggering. More than 1,400 patients filed claims against Bradley, who was convicted in 2011 of assaulting or abusing 86 patients over 11 years. The average age of the victims was just 3 years old, and one alleged victim was just 3 months old. A largely unknown fact about Beau was heavily involved in dismantling human trafficking networks. Did anyone know this?
Citizens of the state about what the legal requirement is. There obviously is a moral requirement, but there's also a legal requirement in Delaware. And I might add that this legal requirement existed before we indicted Earl Bradley for doing what he did to these children, and before we convicted him of doing it, and before we sent him to jail for life for doing it. So that existed before. It's more clear that it exists now. And that's why we're partnered with the YMCA of Delaware, with Prevent Child Abuse Delaware, 2 leading entities in the state.
I just have one question. Did he know about his dad? Did he know? Or was he part in trying to take it down? Mays said Joe Biden didn't know what Hunter was doing in Ukraine because he was distracted by his other son's terminal cancer. The MSM are really saying this. Beau Biden was suffering from cancer the entire year of 2014. He was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer during the summer of 2014. He died in May of 2015. Joe Biden travelled to Ukraine in April, June and November of 2014 and again December of 2015. I'm about to post a video of Joe Biden speaking about Ukraine in June of 2015, less than 1 month after his son died. So these excuses that Biden didn't know what Hunter was doing because he was distracted by his other son's terminal cancer is BS. James Woods said they used Beau like a gift card every time they needed a free pass. So disgusting. They drag his name around like old lawn furniture on a rainy day. And again, they're just saying that he wasn't aware Hunter was selling influence because he was worried about his oldest son. Nets Melbourne said Melbourne City Council and Lord Mayor Sally Capp are behind the push to demolish the 18th century Captain Cook's cottage in Melbourne Fitzroy Gardens. Doubts exist about the appropriateness of its colonial connections and its place in modern Melbourne. They have done, look, they're tearing down really old colonial buildings. I'm not sure if they already have. In Parramatta, there was an old Captain Cook house. There was quite a few really old buildings that I believe they've demolished. I'm not 100% sure. I hope they haven't. But they've already started here in Australia. That was like 10 years ago. 7 to 10 years ago. George Papadopoulos said huge announcement from Congress Coma. 6 banks, including Bank of America, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, submitted more than 170 suspicious activity reports. Let's have a look at what this is about. Anything to do with Epstein? By any chance? Or is it Joe Biden? Or is it someone else? Who knows? Why is it taking so long? Oh, Biden. Reports on Biden. 170 suspicious activity reports on Biden. What Finger Daily? What a name. Oh, okay. Anyway, there you go. 170 suspicious activity reports on Biden. Senator Gerard Rennick said at the last set of estimates I asked ASIO, which is Australian government, like, I don't know if they're like the FBI type of thing, I don't know, about the involvement of Australian scientists and universities in gain of function research, and in particular why did Ed Holmes try to cover up the origins of the Rona on the instructions of Anthony Fauci. It is worth noting that based on prior FOI from my colleague, Freedom of Information, Senator Matthew Canavan, there are 17 universities, 17 just happens to be, 17th letter of the alphabet just happens to be Q, universities involved in gain of function research in Australia. I think sometimes these are little shout-outs. Despite being funded by the federal government doesn't want to maintain any oversight or risk management of potential lab leaks. I've written to the Health Minister asking that the federal government takes the risk of gain-of-function research much more seriously. So we've got 17 in Australia, do we? Wow. Okay, hello possums. Said Nigeria Minister of Finance given 48 hours to explain the country's missing millions or face execution by firing squad. I'm starting to think his goose is cooked. Do you require a blindfold, sir? Was that the old one, the Minister of Finance? Not sure, because just remember, a coup's just taken place. The Australian said as emails previously unseen come to light, Anthony Fauci deliberately downplayed suspicions from scientists that the coup came from a lab to protect his reputation and deflect from risky research his agency had funded. We know. The opinionated black woman said a recent import to Ireland that was tied to a lamppost last week for trying to abuse a child was caught again yesterday. Happy Sunday. They're beating him. Okay, I'm not going to... They found him. Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys. Just trying not to get cancelled here, you know. Jay Bhattacharya. In retrospect, maybe it wasn't so smart to hand the keys of public health over to mad scientists, virologists, hypochondriacal epidemiologists, and megalomaniacal science bureaucrats. Yeah, I think that was a really bad idea. The opinionated black woman said, looks like we won't be buying your phones anymore, Samsung. Actually, any of your products. Peter Sweeten said, are you ready for the new agenda? The UN Agenda 2030 app now comes pre-installed on Samsung Galaxy phones. We are working on getting back on track for the full implementation of the 2030 agenda. They aren't even hiding it anymore. Boycott Samsung. I have a Samsung and an iPhone. The two worst you could have. Baron of Burleigh said, here's a fact. I've researched the origins of the boomerang. Like the didgeridoo, one tribe used it and now it's promoted as universally used across all tribes. Complete BS. The original users in Australia were the Turrawal tribe in New South Wales. Don't forget there was like 200 or 300 different tribes in Australia and they used to fight each other. The opinionated black woman said, oh no, 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 no. F no. Box ticking, JCL. Oh, okay, I see what she's trying to say. See you in the NTs. This shit ain't right. To say I'm wild is an understatement. What's going on? Oh, we've got another Aboriginal identifier who isn't Aboriginal. Daisy May, 4263, said Brittany Higgins, the girl who claimed she was attacked by one of the politicians, identifies as an Aboriginal Australian now. The one that just got a $3 million payout and a job at the UN. Higgins told prospective employees at a First Nations branch of government she identifies as an Indigenous Australian. Okay. Can anyone just identify? Can we just all identify as Indigenous Australians now? Is that how this goes? Yeah, I'm gender fluid. I identify as an Aboriginal Australian. Or is that race fluid? I don't even know what it is anymore. How about you guys? Okay, the Spectator Australia said the disinformation and misinformation is the most dangerous bill in Australia's history, appointing the dishonest government as arbiter of truth. It heralds the creation of an unaccountable administrative agencies devoted to silencing the public. Well, it just goes along with the voice then, doesn't it? They're trying to silence people. Yeah, watch me. Watch me help, not destroy people. The other way. Dom Lecrae said thread, proof that Justin Trudeau is the greatest Prime Minister that Canada ever had. Now, don't forget, this guy always does this to get the left looking, okay? He doesn't mean that he is the greatest Prime Minister ever. While Justin Trudeau was born in Ottawa, which is considerable distance from Havana, his mother, Margaret Trudeau, visited Cuba 9 months before Justin was born. And there are photos of her mingling with Fidel Castro. On the right, Pierre Trudeau and his wife with Castro. Okay? That's not the only thing, I believe. There were pictures. Oh no, that was Obama's mum. Sorry, wrong one. I was going to say naked and doing weird swingers party things. No, that was Obama's mum. Don LaCrae said, according to Canadian, The Globe and Mail, Pierre Trudeau and his wife Margaret crossed paths with Fidel Castro for the first time in 1970. The Globe reports, an enduring friendship between the arch-liberal Pierre Trudeau and the Marxist revolutionary Fidel Castro was formed. Famous a friendship. Fact-checkers love refuting allegations that Trudeau's were in Havana 9 months before Justin was born. There are certain truths that they refuse to confront. During the same period, the Trudeaus went on a Caribbean vacation on April the 12th, 1971 to an unidentified island. Okay, side trip to an unidentified nearby island. They arrived here Thursday on a brief second honeymoon and reportedly has been staying in a private residence on the island's posh west coast. Heavy security measures have been in effect since their arrival, and the local press was asked to respect the newlyweds' desire for privacy. Were they doing swinger things too? It wouldn't surprise me, seriously. There are also stories of trips to numerous Caribbean islands. While Cuba is not on the official itinerary, it seems unfathomable that they would tour adjacent islands and chose not to visit their close buddy Castro in Havana while in the area. He also spoke at Trudeau's funeral. Fidel Castro and the death of Pierre Trudeau. He had the privilege of having with him long and numerous exchanges about ideas and points of view. Interesting. After Cuban communist dictator Fidel Castro's death was reported, Trudeau stated that he was mourning his death. Among other positive statements, called Castro a remarkable leader. Outrage erupted and many mocked him with Trudeau eulogies on Twitter. On January 1st, 1971, Margaret Trudeau described Fidel Castro as the sexiest man she's ever met and claims that Prince Charles leered down the front of her dress. In her autobiography, Beyond Reason, Margaret was famed in the 1970s for her risque, before marrying Trudeau, her risque what behaviour? Okay, she once called Cuban dictator Fidel Castro the sexiest man I've ever met. She dubbed 24 Sussex the crown jewel of the federal penitentiary system. She proclaimed that she loved marijuana and took to it like a duck to water. Don't worry, marijuana doesn't make you evil. That's already in you if you're going to do shit like that. That was a weird noise. Known as poster girl for the Flower Child movement in the early 1970s, she embraced the sexual revolution and scorned traditional marriage vows as archaic. I told you she was a swinger. Destroying an artwork that hung on Pierre's wall because it celebrated reason over passion. She had many famed affairs. It's only alleged. I'm talking about the swinger thing. Premier wife in Stones scandal. The first lady who got turned on by the Stones. The Stones romance, you must be joking. Where's Margaret Trudeau rocking tonight? Who was it? The Rolling Stones, was it? I don't know. Who knows? The Stones and I by Mrs. Trudeau. Okay. She's either getting turned on by Stones or they're talking about the Rolling Stones. I don't know. Margaret Trudeau partied scantily clad at Studio 54. She became embroiled in a scandal for having sex with Ted Kennedy, according to Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones. There you go. Pierre broke up with her while she was having an affair with Ronnie Wood. The list goes on. Jeez. When Trudeau was a teacher at West Point Grey Academy, Vancouver, British Columbia, he allegedly sexually abused one of the underage pupils. Trudeau was at the school between 1999 and June 2001. His lawyers demanded that she sign a non-disclosure agreement regarding their past. Oh dear God. Mr. Trudeau loves to teach French to kindergarten students. Okay, what type of French? Yeah. On October the 9th, 2019, the girl who accused Justin Trudeau of assault signed the $2.25 million what? Deal? I don't know. The terms of that agreement prevented both the accuser and Trudeau from acknowledging any aspects of that relationship. According to her father, she was much younger than 17. Oh dear. Trudeau's become known for using classrooms as a backdrop for photo opportunities. While he was at West Point Grey Academy, Justin's fellow teacher and best friend was convicted pedo Christopher Charles Involdson was charged with being a pedo. Involdson was discovered downloading child abuse images in 2010 when he was teaching at St George's School. Jeez. While Justin does not seem to be on this list of young global leaders, his brother, Alexandre, is. He's also a member of the Trudeau Foundation's board of directors. Justin is, however, mentioned in this second list as having undergone the WEF program on February 5th, 2005. Because he's definitely part of it. Okay, Angela Merkel, Tony Blair, Nicolas Sarkozy, Bill Gates, Bono, Richard Branson, Jorma Olila from Shell Oil, and Jose Manuel Barroso, President of the European Commission. Okay, wow. Oh, there he is with Billy Goats Gate. Another global leader of tomorrow was Chrystia Freeland, currently Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance of Canada. On September the 20th, 2017, Klaus Schwab boasted that Trudeau and more than half of Trudeau's cabinet had been infiltrated by Schwab's World Economic Forum positions. This resembles blackmail operations known as brownstone operations, similar to blackmail network that Epstein managed. On September the 11th, 2019, Trudeau triggered the election, and 7 days later, on September the 18th, 2019, Time magazine published this photo which showed Justin wearing blackface. It was taken at an Arabian Nights party at West Point Grey Academy and appears in their 2000 to 2001 yearbook. There he is, right there. And there he is again. Can't see him anywhere else. Is he anywhere else? Yeah, I didn't know a lot of this stuff. I knew about Fidel Castro and that, but didn't know about... Wow, okay. On November the 8th, 2013, the Toronto Sun asked Trudeau which nation he admired instead of Canada. He said that he liked China because of their basic dictatorship. It appears that he fully exemplified his admiration during COVID. And he said it himself. He praised China. The video's there, if anyone needs any proof. On January 28, 2017, after President Trump initiated an immigration bar to combat terrorism, Trudeau tweeted this and allowed terrorists to return to Canada if they are Canadian by birth and gain their citizenship. This was a national security risk, and 70% of Canadians disagreed. On May 31st, 2021, Justin Trudeau froze all handgun manufacturing just 1 year after banning assault rifles. It's worth noting that terrorism has increased under Trudeau's lead, while he vilified truckers against COVID mandates as terrorists and used emergency powers against them, and got their banks to freeze bank accounts and had them taken down from GoFundMe, and they had to get up on Give Send Go to get help. With Canadians being stripped of their rights to protect themselves and their families under Trudeau, it appears Trudeau began ushering a new globalist allegiance against his own people after his radical choices prior to 2021. His attack on the Freedom Convoy verified this. Yeah, he targeted financial support to the Freedom... Yep, he did. Trudeau suspended the Charter of Rights of Canadian citizens, invoked anti-terrorism laws against ordinary citizens, restricted freedom of movement, performed mass arrests and seized bank accounts of political opponents under Canadian law, and suspended a parliament ending debate. On April the 16th, 2020, news broke that Justin Trudeau issued funds to the Chinese biolab linked to origin of pandemic, almost $1 million, by providing research grants to the Wuhan Institute of Virology to perform tests. Why are so many nations in Europe linked to biolabs hidden from the public? Yeah, including Australia. On February the 5th, 2021, Steve Jones, Youth Biolabs Director, discussed the billable with Justin Trudeau. According to the Washington Post, US Embassy in China warned their government 2 years prior that the Wuhan lab didn't have proper safety measures, not messages. Canadian citizens are being undoubtedly targeted by their own government. Would it be a stretch to suggest that Trudeau benefited from the entire pandemic? His government got stronger, he got richer, and so did his friends at the WHO and WEF. He used COVID as an excuse to censor. Justin Trudeau also tried to undermine President Trump in unison with like-minded international diplomats. His refusal to properly address his pedo ties to his blatant targeted domestic attacks to the elites are burning Canada. The people of the world stands against you. I have so much more, but threads have limits, and this is about 18% of the data I have on Justin Trudeau. I'll continue coverage on his corruption in Canada moving forward to get closer to 100%. And if you like, you can donate to Dom Lucre. Okay, so what I will do is, I'm going to repost that one too. I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if we can find out some more. Okay, back to Australia. The Notebook Traveller said, OTGA, the Therapeutic Goods Administration of Australia. What are you up to now? Today I did a revision of the C19 batch release assessment, 2 batches. I've been watching carefully. We're updated. In progress means being in lab for testing. Suddenly both batches are not tested. Yeah, there you go. They're not tested. You know what they're talking about. Oh, people are having problems all over the place. Okay, Liz Churchill said, let's think. The same people that believe our world is overpopulated state they can save your life with a jab. Okay, they believe the world's overpopulated, but they're saying they can save your life with a jab. You really want to think they want to save your life? More like, take you out. DC Drainer said, does Obama look like he has a black eye here? And then this is after his chef passed away. Travis said, happening now just days after his personal chef and friend died in a very mysterious paddling board accident. Barack Obama appears to have injured fingers and a black eye. We still don't know who the other person was, and Obama loves paddle boarding. I think we can all pretty much guess what happened at this point. And apparently people have zoomed in on the black eye. Oh, he's been using bandages while playing tennis, has he? I'm sure. Article in which these photos were published states that Brahman and his wife weren't home at the time of the accident. Of course they would. You know mainstream media. Look what they're doing for Joe Biden. Of course. We know Joe Biden's being run by Obama in the basement. Talking in his ear. Joe, say this. Really? Autopsy confirmed that Campbell didn't suffer any physical trauma. Well, who was the actual person performing the autopsy? It wasn't one of their little paid people, was it now? I'm going to like that, and I don't find that helpful at all. So what I do is here... No, I don't find it helpful. Sources, are they included? Yeah, there's sources, but they're not reliable. I think they have opinion and speculation. What else have we got? Not needed on this tweet. And that'll do. Every time you come across one of these things, right, go in and rate it. Depending on if it's true or not. Nyong'o Warren Mundine said, where is the outcry by the media, politicians and the Aboriginal leadership? Because last year a Northern Territory Supreme Court judge said that in the period since the death of Kumanjaya J.I. Walker, 52, Aboriginal woman, were victims of homicide, mostly by their partners. She also said that if there was a similar level of violence against women in a non-Aboriginal community in Sydney or Melbourne, there would be a huge outcry. So where's the outcry? They're trying to cover this up because they want their voice in there when they've already got 13 ministers for Aboriginals in there. Where's the money going? I want to know where that money's going. Still want to know where that money's going. George Schult said the boomerang was invented in Egypt. Okay. Egypt invented the boomerang. History of the weapon. Our blacks discovered the return trick. Whoops. By scrolling on my mouse wheel that's zooming in and out. History of the weapon. Our bucks discovered the return trick. The discovery of a... I can't pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to say boomerang. In a tomb at Luxor does not surprise scientists, according to Professor Elliot. Okay. The boomerang was not intended in Australia as were popularity supposed. Geez, I'm having a hard time reading today. Is that in English? I think some of it is, but I'm not understanding some of it. Okay. Anyway, so apparently the Egyptians invented the boomerang. I don't know. John Ruddock MLC said 11 more Saturday nights we'll all be watching the New Zealand election. Labor's going to be thumped. That's why Jacinda walked. 61 seats to form government in a unicameral parliament. Polling consistently says, see below, that Nationals will govern. Dependent on Libertarian ACT Party. Last New Zealand election was in October 2020, at the height of COVID mania and Jacinda mania. The Nationals mimicked Jacinda's COVID response, but the lone ACT MP, someone Seymour, took a heroic COVID skeptic stance, and 10 ACT MPs out of 120 were elected in 2020. Often when a minor party in New Zealand or Oz has parliamentary breakthrough, it quickly descends into acrimony and disgrace. The 10 ACT MPs, however, have impressed, and polling has slowly but steadily seen ACT rise. Libertarians accept a democracy will always have a mainstream right of centre party of government. What's best for them is parliamentary dependence on a purist party that keeps them in line, as I suspect ACT will soon demonstrate. Oh, my stomach's going berserk. Go New Zealand. Get the bastards out. Okay, Marco Polo said BidenSars.com. Be sure to send that URL to 20 people this week, and the next, and the one after that. Because Kanoka the Great said JP Morgan Chase filed this suspicious activity, which we learned, on Hunter Biden, suggesting his potential involvement in human trafficking. 6 banks, including Bank of America, US Bank, Wells Fargo, submitted 170 suspicious activity reports to the Department, to the Treasury. And it's written in there, human trafficking, prostitution, adult entertainment, human trafficking. It's coming undone for them. Dr. Truth said sandbag. Doesn't sound like Mitch McConnell had a medical episode. He admitted to reporters he was actually sandbagged. You remember when he froze? And he was fine medically. Got to watch those sandbags. Definition of sandbagging in thread. Sandbag. What does it mean if someone's sandbagging? Sandbagging is deceptive behaviour intent to lower someone's expectations so that they can be taken by surprise later. Typically, sandbagging involves lulling someone into a false sense of security, then taking advantage of them. It's an act of psychological manipulation. Sandbag, a barricade using sandbags, like they had to sandbag the door. Hit or knock over with or as if with a blow from a sandbag. Here's a complex character who too often finds himself sandbagged by his own self-destructive tendencies. There you go. Okay, what is this? Oh, okay. Freedom Terrorist said, so the green suit lady that always follows everyone around is responsible for stopping him? Dr. Truth said, appeared so. He was possibly going to say something they did not want him to say, so the tap was a motion to get him to stop talking. Wow. I'm curious about the NDA he was going to talk about. Things are getting interesting, I'll tell you that much. Okay. Okay, Travis said just in, Illinois Governor J.P. Pritzker has signed a law that will allow illegal immigrants to become police officers and sheriff's deputies. And what could possibly go wrong there? In Illinois, American citizens will be arrested by illegals. Once this takes effect, people who are actively breaking federal law will be arresting Americans if they break the law. Make this make sense. This madness from the Democrat Party is absolutely out of control. Is anyone actually okay with this? Wow. Okay, and readers thought they'd add to context again, like fact checkers. House Bill 3751 permits anyone who is not a US citizen but is legally authorised to work in the country under federal law to apply. They can just give the visa, what do you call it, working visas to anyone then. And who do you think the Democrats are going to give it to? They've done it here in Australia. The people who are delivering everything to your door are not Australian. That's all I'm going to say. And my stomach's going berserk. Hope you're not talking about food in there. Because that's going to make me even worse. Illuminati bot. Oh, okay. Remember the masks? Okay, here's just for people... Whoops, I've got to turn the music down. Just for people who don't know what they can actually do with these things. You could be a man and look exactly like a woman with a mask on. And look at this, even the hands. Remember when people were saying Joe Biden's hands, is something wrong? Uh-huh. Because they've got the ones for the hands as well. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave that one today. It's been 1 hour 38 minutes of news. So let's now get into the comments. Oh no! Oh yeah, it's working. Okay. I'm back at the beginning. It might jump at some time, so if I don't say hello to you, I'm really sorry, but my chat jumps. Out to Lunch says SensorTube having trouble. I contacted them. I think I told you this at the beginning. I contacted them and asked them, you know, for timestamps and said, look, if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, how can I fix it? And the lady honestly tried to help me. This was in the help section of YouTube Studio. She did try to. She was lovely. She tried to help me. 2 days later or so, and this was after I already appealed it and it came back straight away saying no. That was a strike, yeah. She said, I'm very sorry. She did hand it up to people higher than her, and it came back with, sorry, no timestamps, but you still got a strike. So, and then yesterday, I thought the strike was over yesterday, so I contacted YouTube Help because I couldn't set up a live stream. And the lady was lovely. She was absolutely lovely. And she said, oh, you've got 1 day left. It's like 7 full days, you know. So I was, okay, thank you very much. And thank you for your help. And She said, I hope your channel does well, and I was blown away. She was a lovely lady. Okay, Rumble's going nuts at the moment, and I will try and work out how to live stream on Rumble, guys, by the way, because you know what happens on YouTube. Okay. Everyone's telling me it was working, and King Snurgle said 3 times is supposed to be a charm, maybe 4 times has become vogue nowadays. And then I had to ask if there was any echo, because apparently there was no sound, or I couldn't hear any sound. I don't know if you guys could. Oh, pardon me. Honestly, my stomach's going berserk. Carl said, I thought I was late. I think I missed the confusion. Well, I'm glad you did, because there's like 3 or 4 live streams sitting there that are over within seconds. I said, Hev, something's going on with YouTube. God bless. Yeah, I know. No, it was me, actually. I'm technically challenged. Severely, actually. I had to get my son in here and go, what's wrong? Help me, help. Kai said, just go home, be right back. Good, and I did ask if there was an echo, and Fred said, no echo. That's good. Alex said, bloody technology. Oh dear. King Snurgle said, I'm back home for the first time, what seems to be a very long time. Hope everyone's well. You too, King Snurgle. Charles is in here, and King Snurgle said, NVIDIA is a brand handling graphics and sounds in PC or other devices. Yeah, well, I was on AMD, and then I tried to stream on Rumble, and it said, update your NVIDIA drivers. And then I just got completely lost, and I didn't know what NVIDIA was, and I didn't even know if I had an NVIDIA. Sounds like a disease. I didn't know if I had an NVIDIA, so I had to go and get all the boxes from when they built my computer and look, and I found I did have NVIDIA. And then I had to get my son in here, and he was trying to help me. I'm not sure if I've worked it out yet, but I guess we'll find out next time I've struck down. Good stuff. Luna said, can hear... Oh, I jumped, okay. Luna said, can hear you. Okay, how far back can I get? Okay, all I can see slightly. George, how you going, George? Okay, Kai, I see a video of some bloke blowing some of it up. MJ said, King, I'll pray for you if you want. I don't know what's happened there. I can't get any further back in the comments. Alex said, the human and probably any body, animal or otherwise, is the most amazing, powerful healing machine. But people are being conditioned to make all sorts of synthetic crap that inhibits that machine. Well, we were told, too, that in our food, our water, the products, the air, whatever they're spraying, you know, in the skies. I mean, there's many ways that they're coming at us, that our bodies, to make us sick, so that we cannot get better. Kai said they tore down the rest. It's gone. King Snowgall said, microwaves cause the alveoli in your lungs to close up. If the steroids can stimulate them to reopen soon, my lungs will start rotting from the inside out. Oh, gee. King Snowgall said the current painkillers are quite good though. MJ, how you going, MJ? Said, I bet. George said, I'm glad they tore the rest of it down. I don't know what you guys are talking about in there. Because I can only get so far back in the comments. Alex said, oh man, I didn't realise it was that bad, but I have faith that you are strong enough to pull through it. You've gotten through worse than this. Sending you love and prayers, King Snurgle. Iron Kai said, I believe it was a message to the Black Hats. MJ said, you got it, King. Be careful with those painkillers, please. Iron Kai said, hit those likes, guys. Check, be sure. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the likes. And there's the link I put in there. King Snowball said, I've been in some of the most weird situations imaginable recently and end up getting hit walking down a street in broad daylight. I'm sure we're all being set up. George said, King Snowball, sorry to hear about that. Everyone's praying for King. I am Kai said, Obama's hands are all messed up now too. Yes. MJ said 2 times right. I remember RE Chef. King Snuggle said, I'm currently just having to laugh at it all, but that hurts too much right now. Those running this farcical show seem to think this is some huge great game. And Zal, how you going, Zal? The masks say it all with these woke teachers. How did they ever get a pass not knowing anything? Yeah, wasn't it 1776? I mean, I'm Australian and I hope I'm right, but yeah, I know more than she does. Zal said, my brother is a closet socialist. He went to university in the 80s, got indoctrinated. Oh, no. Dana said, is anyone else brewing? I just had all 5 different brews suddenly stop fermenting. Oh, really? MJ said, Zal sucks. It sucks with family, it really sucks. MJ said, the service is currently unavailable. Alex said, Hedgehog Road Safety Campaign, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. I said, why is YouTube blocking me for mentioning food? I don't know, Eyes. But my chat jumped too and I can't read anything previous to what I'm reading now. King Snuggle said, saying Ginger gets a comment wiped. What? I love Ginger. Is it really? What? Darren said he should have woke up by now, Zal. I was lefty back then too, but common sense snapped me out of that rubbish. MJ said she's talking about their #1 Marxism. D. Lee said, Eyes, YouTube's been censoring my comments of certain words too. Yeah, try rephrasing it. I don't know. Why would they do that? Alex said, I just got 2 of my comments wiped too, King. Trying to send you that hedgehog comment. Darren said, YouTube is asshole. Alex said, I don't know what YouTube had against hedgehogs. I don't know either. What is going on? King Snuggle said, Alex, that link was funny, but I can't laugh right now. MJ said they're afraid of words. When you shut a man up, you prove to everyone that you're afraid of what they're going to say. There's a whole, spiel on that. Someone said it a long time ago. I'm kind of just, what are you calling it? Giving you a quick version of it. I said, Dealey, I'm sick of the bots. I know what needs to happen to them from immediate effect. I think part of it's the algorithm too. Sorry guys. I've still got a runny nose. Oh, look, the kids are all sniffly and coughy and stuff like that. And I've been babysitting a lot, so yeah, I'm keeping it at bay. I've just got like a real light sniffle. Darren said the word created everything and the word can destroy it too. And George said they don't like the truth and facts. I agree with that. Everyone's saying Darren true. I am Kai said I may have to bust a journey for some fried fish. Remember when Madonna was singing fried fish during Corona? Does anyone remember that? MJ said I love fish and chips. Here we go. My stomach growled immediately when I read that. I feel like puff pastry was something inside it. Like, I'm going to make cheese and tomato puff pastry things. Little triangles or something with cheese and tomato in there. Ooh. Let's see if I can wait long enough to cook it and eat it. I'm so hungry. I'm going to have a piece of toast first and then make the cheese and tomato and with salt and pepper and stuff in there, George said fish and chips yummy. Oh. King Snuggle said I'm going to have to lie back down, let these painkillers do their work. Hopefully I can fall asleep before they wear off. Good luck, King Snuggle. Darren said fish and chips and crusty rolls. Oh my God. I am Kai said I love it when I'm not the cook. King Snuggle said bye. Take care everyone. You too, King Snuggle. Everyone's saying get some rest, get well soon. I am Kai said salt, pepper, buttermilk and cornmeal deep fried. Ooh, really? Sounds interesting. Can you do a video of that gnome guy? Oh, I've got to re-sub. Because, yeah, I've realised when I lost the other one, you know, all the people I was subbed to disappeared as well. George said, take care, King, try some CBD oil. MJ said, food always tastes better when someone else makes it. If they have the skill, of course. Yeah, I love food that other people make. Yep, everyone's still saying, take care, King. I'm Kai said, I no longer eat it if I can tell what it was. If you can't tell what it was. Alex says, sounds yummy, I'm Kai. MJ said, me too, Kai. All meat is sketch, freaks me out. I'm Kai said, seriously. Alex said, now eat the bugs. Dealey said, same with me, MJ. I'm Kai said, chocolate pudding is coloured brown with bugs already. Alex said, home cooking is great, but not when you can't tell what it is anymore. MJ said, mostly chicken. I've given up hamburger. I can't. Well, here in Australia, you used to be able to go into the butcher and say, can I have those couple of bits of steak and can you grind them into hamburger mince for me? And they used to be able to do that. You can buy little machines that attach to your bench that you put the meat in and you can do it yourself manually. I can imagine I have to get my son to do it because I probably wouldn't be able to turn the bloody thing. George said, Biden is an effing weirdo sniffing children's hair. Yep. I am Kai said, now I have a case of brown crap. MJ said, elusive True has been screaming about this. Darren said, so Joe took out his... Oh, I don't know. But I was thinking that. Did he or did someone else do it who's in power, who thought that they were going to get in trouble too? Maybe. I don't know. But I thought that too while I was reading that. I thought, okay, who did this? Who gave him that? You know, the CIA have got like heart attack guns and stuff like that, you know. EMFs maybe? Radio waves? EMF waves? Targeted at a person? Alex said yes, and he's still president of the United States, George O'Brien. I am Kai said chicken, fish, oh my god. Alex said same as our lot, all wrong'uns. MJ said I think he was trying to take it down, but they got him. There you go. Carl said, Hev, pull up the video of Mitch McConnell speaking then freeze. Yeah, I just read about that. We did see that. Well, some people have. I don't know if everyone's seen it. George said, yeah, Alex. And Alex said, the clock is ticking. I'm Kai said, any higher up that knew is good as done. Carl said, then watch the woman who touched him. Yeah. Well, I read the thread about that one, so there you go. A lady in green. Apparently following people around. Who's she? I'm Kai said, ooh. MJ said, Beau dropped charges on DuPont Air who assaulted his littlies. Darren said, Joe can't even keep the story straight about how Beau died. Yeah, he said he was killed in the war somewhere, didn't he? And then died of cancer. And I am Kai said Joe made him drop them. Oh, my stomach. Come on, man. MJ said that mansion is a wowee. Darren said, I miss ticking clocks. I used to fall asleep. I used to love that. And you remember the, like, grandfather clocks that used to, like, boing every hour? Boing. They used to do that number of, like, hours it was, do it at 1 or 2, and then used to do it every half an hour. My auntie had one that used to do it every half an hour, just one bong every half an hour. Sounds like me. Okay, not anymore at the moment. I've been straight for like 3 weeks. Got to go and see a man about a horse sometime soon. But it's been good. Haven't felt as tired. I said, Heather, we are not at the end of the age, honey, if you believe or not. We are at the end of the age. Yes, I do believe that, yeah. It's fact, the second coming of Christ is 2030 or soon. This is also a fact. Yes, I do believe that. George said, these politicians don't represent us. MJ said, it makes you sick. Beau's wife brother situation. Then his brother and his daughter. Disgusting. And honestly, the things I've seen in the last few days from true crime people about a lot of pedos getting caught right now, and just trying to get my hair out of the way. A lot of pedos getting caught right now. Some of it's really gross. Some things you probably wouldn't want to listen to. Like me getting stuck in the car with this thing playing, and all I could think of was, oh my God, turn it off, stop. It's going to make me sick, I'm going to throw up, man. It's, I am Kai said, I miss being genuinely happy in general. Yeah. Rumble's going berserk today. Oh, hang on. Have I got a message there somewhere? Oh no, only from Carl. I'm saying it's working. Okay, MJ said, Darren, I guarantee there's a video on YouTube for a ticking clock ASMR. Ooh. MJ said, hey now, mess and find out. Leave kids alone. Yeah, exactly. Darren said, the key to our public health have been handed over to the WHO. Yep. Here in Australia they have. Oh, and I've been watching Under the Dome. Oh. I'd also recommend people to go back and re-watch the first season of Under the Dome. One of the kids says, oh, The Simpsons predicted this. Then you've got the young girl. Sorry, I've just got something on my cup. You've got one of the young girls saying, all it takes for authoritarianism is for good men to do nothing. There are Easter eggs all through Under the Dome. I'm telling you now. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I was awake till midnight watching it the other day. Just couldn't. Oh, I thought I'll just put it on and set the timer on the TV and I'll go to sleep. Well, I couldn't turn away from it. I was watching it until the timer went off at midnight. Okay, Joe Q Grant, how you going? Late again. And Flyby Stu said, ooh, what's happening? And Alex, thank you. She's put my other links in there. I've got to link Odysee back up with you. Because the last channel went, you know, I lost the links to Odysee and everything, so the only place that's been going up is Rumble. And yeah, I do have another channel linked to the other ones still, and it's Hev123. But I don't know if I'm allowed to use that one. I am Kai said, I'm native Martian. Can we just identify whatever we like now? Can I identify as an Aboriginal? I couldn't be more white if I tried. But everyone else is. MJ said, hi Flyby. I said, Hev, you say boycott Samsung after I'm just getting a new Samsung Galaxy. Oh no. Yeah, well, it's going to come equipped with the Agenda 2030 app. Tell us if it happens. Is it on yours, eyes? Hey, Shannon, how you going? Shannon said, you need to buy yourself an RC car, Kai. Oh, my goodness. MJ said, made in Cuba. Okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to intermission for a sec while I just grab something to shut my stomach up. Give me a sec, guys. One sec. what's happening here? Okay, was that even working? I don't know if the intermission was working because I couldn't hear anything. Okay. Okay, I've just had a biscuit to shut my stomach up. I've got to wash it down now. Okay. Excuse me if I've got biscuit all over my teeth. Okay, where are we up to? MJ said made in Cuba. Turd toe. Darren said the British Museum are trying to rewrite history, saying a civil war was to oppress black people. There were hardly any non-white people here that long ago. And Alex said, hello, Joe Q Grant. I am Kai, said MJ is correct. Darren said, I don't think you were that green, Kai. I am Kai, said Shannon, I have smart. Shannon said, say ranger instead of ginger. That's the word we use in Australia. Or Fanta pants. Oh my God, I've been called copper top. Red-headed rat. Another R word. Ruder. I've been called many things for being a redhead. I'm Kai said smart car, HD truck, so when the smart breaks down I can toss it in the truck. MJ said, Kai, you say that, and I picture a little green guy with antennas and helmet from Toonies when I was little. Was that little Martian bloke? Was it Daffy Duck and the Martian? It wasn't Marvin the Martian, was it? Okay, I am Kai said kazooie. Darren said, what could be wrong with ginger? Yeah, I love ginger nut biscuits. Do you guys get them? Ginger nut biscuits, hard ginger biscuits that you've got to dip in your cup of tea because you can't bite into them. They're rock hard. And I said, people need to realise we're at war with the upper echelons of this flat extended plane. I'm Kai said, just hungry makes you hungry and sleepy. Darren said, a bit spacey. Flyby Stew said, indicator armpits or carrot knackers. What? To put it bluntly. What is going on in the chat? I am Kai said, an elongated disc type donut. Darren said she got her rocks off on stones. That's a good one. I am Kai said, above and below and all that. MJ said, shoot, she slept with everyone like a rotary door. Oh, Trudeau, yeah. So that's why, like, I was thinking of Obama's mum when I was thinking about the swingers parties, but, I think they're all in the same stuff anyway. Randy, how you going? Long time no see. Shannon said, well, bring a little bit of the happiness into your life, at least whilst the battery has charge. I don't know what you guys are talking about there. MJ said, hi, Randy. Darren said, why did Trudeau have a kilt on? Was it to flash the kids? Wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me. I am Kai said, 3-cylinder turbo. Laughing face. Shannon said, lucky I was busy. I couldn't do any dad jokes, which may have caused King pain from laughing. Dealey said, Randy, long time no see. Glad you're back. I am Kai said, I want to sup it up. Randy said, busy living. That's good when that happens. It happened to me this week. I was busy busy caring for people, actually. Shannon said, why was Trudeau's sporran doing at the back? Ooh, my stomach's still growling. I am Kai said, Shannon, look up milk jug. Darren said, Tony Blair will run our country if Labor get elected next year. Oh, for God's sake, don't get Labor in. MJ said, as long as we're living, Randy, 100%. Randy said, Trudeau in Toronto TTC today. MJ said, daddy jokes. I am Kai said, it can pop a wheelie. Alex said, Billy Goat Kermit the Frog, Gates. Hey, Elena, how you going? I said, if people don't believe me, we're on a flat plane and over 8. It's in over 18 scriptures, the Holy Bible, regarding a flat plane, local sun, moon and stars that move around Earth, plus the firmament dome. Yeah, watch Under the Dome, seriously, seriously. I think you'll be very interested. What is squeaking? Oh, what did I do there? Oh. I'm pressing buttons now with the arm of the bloody chair. Okay. Shannon said I have an old school Wild Willie Jeep made for popping wheelies. It exploded its tyres years ago. George said I was watching Odin's Men, a so-called trans woman who's balding was playing rugby with... I've seen pictures of that on Twitter. Not nice. Elena said, hello, beautiful people, love you. You too, Elena. Darren said, Shannon, exploding willies make a mess. I've got to be careful what I'm reading here. Shannon said, I love Odin's Men. Great channel. Odin be praised. Yes, I like him too, actually. MJ said, hello, beautiful Elena. Randy said, I'll wheelie all my motorcycles. Everyone's saying, hello, Elena. And Francis, how you going? I am Kai said, I can almost wheelie this smart, but I can't ride it. Shannon said, as you should, Randy, especially having the last name Doan. Something's squeaking on this chair. It's peeing me off. I am Kai said, I want at least enough distance to wreck. Elena's showing a little lovey face. Alex said, oh, I say dot cotton, Darren. Francis said, Shannon, don't forget I want some free-range eggs from your chooks. Darren said, I was talking about his truck. I am Kai said, 1/10 of a mile. Alex said, you smoking pot, Dot? Shannon said, someone asked me if I could make the smart, so I make them smart, so I slapped them across the face. Darren said, Dot was right to kill Nick. What happened there? Francis said, I wish I was smoking pot, lol. Yeah. My guy went on holidays and I ran out at the beginning of his holidays. It was 3 weeks. So it's been interesting anyway, but it's been good too. And it's broken the, what do you call it? The habit. But that doesn't say I'm not going to go back and grab some for night times mainly. Night time's the worst. Shannon said, population in the West is on the decline, dangerously so. Randy said, smoking fatty. MJ said, his veiny weird ass arms. George said, I don't care if you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, but the rest of the weirdos need locking up and padded cell. Yes. Randy said, growing more. Oh. Be good if you could post it, you know. Unfortunate. MJ said, well, she ain't a wife. I am Kai said, dry finish this week named Banana Cream Jealousy. Francis said, Alex, have you got any pot to share? Randy said, I share. I am Kai said, a pleasant pipe load. Darren said, I smoked pot once. I went out while boiling potatoes. Shannon said, you can have my share, I don't need drugs, I'm weird enough without them, nutty as squirrels shit. God love you. Darren said, Alex, won't be that quick after the pot. Francis said, Randy, send me a big joint, green only, no tobacco. Yeah, exactly. I am Kai said, well, natives invented the bicycle. Randy said, come on over. I am Kai said, called it a horse. Alex said, I think plants are real medicine. And Francis is laughing. Randy said, who puts tobacco and pot together? And Randy said, yes, I'm medicated. Yeah, you got to straight it. Yeah, well, there's no point. You might as well just grab a cigarette and smoke that. Darren said, pardon me, didn't say pardon me, that was me. Darren said, natives invented everything. Ian Kai said the right wrap can actually extend the burn, slows it down. Francis said, Randy, lots to do, but I don't smoke tobacco, I vape, so God medicine it is. Randy said, slow down. Yeah, I get motivated. I didn't realise how much that motivated me, believe it or not. It's supposed to have the opposite effect. But I think when you do it for so many years, it's hard to do things without it. Oh, shit. But I don't need it the way I used to. It's because I'm not self-medicating anymore, so... Alex said, I think God invented everything good. The devil tried and failed. Ian Kai said, vape, bad. Yes, liquid build-up. Anyone? D. Lee said, Kai, white zigzags. Shannon said, Jacinda Ardern, quite because the cost of sticky tape skyrocketed and couldn't afford to taper. Junk back on a Prime Minister's wage for, say, she not on Obama money. MJ said, gaslighting. Shannon said, quit. Darren said, I need back you with pot, otherwise have our smoke tape. Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, well, it's strong on its own. You have to make them much smaller if you're doing it through a bong. Randy said, we're here to use our planet to go forth and propagate. Ian Kai said, not healthy but customary to the point like beer. Ian Kai said, nasty but used. Francis said, Randy, don't say that. Tell Vision lie all the time, I'm fine from menthol vaping. Randy said, rice paper joints. Huh. Shannon said, gaslighting, that happens when a girl lights their... Shannon, it happens when guys light their farts too. Ian Kai said, now as tobacco field hand, I know, it's never changed, ever. Randy said, Blue Angel, I don't even know what that is. George says, silent but deadly. They're the worst. MJ said, only ever seen males do that yet. Francis says, Shannon, when we going on a date, darling? Ian Kai said, Shannon, oh my fucking God. Randy said, teabag. Francis said, Shannon, you're dumped, you're useless. Darren said, the master effect can also be done with CGI. Ian Kai said, Shannon seems to have that magical touch where the ladies start talking about farts and they melt. Alex said, freaky human skin suits. Elena said, police is policy enforcers. None of them know the real law, so what difference does it make of our legal, because the legals are considered slaves anyway. Ian Kai said, gets all steamy. George said, the Pope disappeared while on the Vatican balcony. Yeah, I remember that. That was 2015, 16, 17, somewhere around there. Francis is laughing. Ian Kai said, and hot. Darren said, the hologram Barbie ad shows how they can fool you in real life. Ian Kai said she was so excited to be back, so kept popping. Oh, it jumped again. Oh, thanks, Ian Kai, for following me on Rumble. Oh, there we are. Freaky human skin suits. Where was that? Where was that? Where was that? My phone's going off its head. Okay. I was down to the Barbie theatre. Yep, Ian Kai said she was so excited to be back, so kept popping. Dealey, how you going? Hev, I'm just glad to catch you. I've missed a few too many live shows. Oh, that's okay. I understand. It happens. YouTube don't tell people. Shannon says, sorry, mate, if you want to date me, you'll have to deal with my wife first. And after all these years of marriage, I hardly want to deal with her. Oh, Shannon. Alex said, YouTube at least should tell you where you went wrong. Yeah, because you're trying to fix it. Like, how can you know what you've done wrong when they can't give you a timestamp? That's not true. Darren said, Hev, many generic graphics use NVIDIA drivers. Yeah, well, I didn't really even know what an NVIDIA was until I had problems with it. I found out pretty quick what NVIDIA was. I am Kai said, Alex, Laddo's Law was talking a town up north, stopping armoured cars and emptying them as investigation. George said, I'm good, thanks, Hev. How are you? I'm good too. Now I'm good. Better now because I can upload and stream. Alex said, just more reason to get ready. I don't think it's long now. I am Kai. Zal said, back now. Shannon said, what's the difference between... What is it? I'm not reading that one, Shannon. Singed hairs on different parts of the body. Randy's laughing. I am Kai said, either way we suffer a little or a lot. Randy said, I used to like your brother's farts. Oh God. I am Kai said, solar flares stop the brew. Shannon said, all the names of graphic cards are usually satanic in nature. AI is the great Satan. Darren said, Shannon's singed. Okay, I won't read that one either. They're talking about singed hairs and not on your eyebrows. Probably from light and farts. MJ said, Randy, leave your brother's fairies alone. Shannon said, free nitros, Randy. I am Kai said, if Planet 9 is a real thing, 90% of us are done already. Sal said there's a portal, the 11th gate, opening this month, and what they're calling the solar flare will not be too far away, September, October, methinks. Darren said, I was educated that Planet 9 is Pluto. George said, Planet X. I've been hearing about Planet X since before 2012, because they thought it was going to hit on 2012 or something, I don't know, it was going to do something. I am Kai said, P9 will be dragging a large number of rocks and whatever else. Yeah, they said that last time in 2012. I am Kai said, like a shattergun blast. Randy said, NASA is lies. Sal said, the whole model of a so-called solar system is false, folks. Alex said, I have no idea where this chat is heading, but it's interesting. Yes, well, they're talking about burning hairs that aren't on your head at all. In fact, the other end. I am Kai said scatter, like blasting a baseball with a double barrel. D-Lee said NASA, never a straight answer. Exactly, D-Lee. MJ said puff pastry with tomatoes, feta, olives and peppercini, is it? Peppercini? I don't know. Oh, sounds interesting. Luna said I made 7 strudels and 4 apple pies. Oh, yum. I am Kai said supposedly it's a 26,000 year boom. Another 26,000 years boom. MJ said, Luna, I wish I lived next door to you. Randy said, pint of blueberry, $1.44. Wow. I am Kai said, and again and again and again. Dealey said, Luna, yummy. Randy said, strawberries, $7. I am Kai said, and death's no different from pre-birth. I am Kai said, so no fears, guys, enjoy. Alex said, delicious, Luna. Luna said, MJ made them all from scratch, even pastries, yum. Shannon said, Mitch glitch. MJ said, Lady in Green is W, Virginia. I said, have I had a flatbread with extremely hot Reaper sauce, chicken, sweet tomatoes and mature cheese toasted in my air fryer. My mouth is watering. Darren said, Mitch shut up because he was scared. Zal said the world's stage show is winding up very shortly. I am Kai said, in WV there's a tunnel that runs all the way to Washington. Darren said, I hope so, Zal. I am Kai said, semi-trucks driving up and down it. MJ said, Chairwoman Shelley Moore, Capito West, Virginia woman in green. Ah, there you go. Darren said, that's not a tunnel, Kai, it's a big mic bending over. I said, food, glorious food, have so blimmin' hungry. I am Kai's laughing at Darren. Zal said there'll be an exponential increase in the type of news that Hev shows, and then... MJ said Mitch went in his shell, he's a turtle. She pushed his bottom. Darren said, yes, MJ, when they asked if he had anything more to say before marching him away. MJ said, Wheel of Time, Dark Winds recommend. Alex said, I've heard Under the Dome is really good. It's seriously very interesting knowing what you know now. Because I watched it way back then and I didn't know half the stuff I know now. And watching it now is like, Huh. I wonder if they were trying to tell us something. Including the councilman who he murders people and he tries to, on YouTube, I'm talking about a TV series here, and tries to run the town like an authoritarian, and the policewoman that goes along with him until she realises, and yeah. I Am Kai said, Alex, it is pretty good in The Stand. Darren said, I saw Under the Dome years ago, have to rewatch as I can't remember it fully now, but it was good. That's why I started rewatching it, because I couldn't remember it. And I thought, I know the dome falls down and splits a cow in half and all that sort of stuff, and they're trying to work it out, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, now I started watching it and it's like, oh, really interesting. Hey Robin, how you going? MJ said, towing him away. George said, my mum did mention Under the Dome series to me. MJ said, intermission, yep. Did you hear that intermission? Because I couldn't hear it. Darren said, intermission, we were doing all right till this girl came up and sat by my side. I Am Kai said, Battlestar Galactica, the new series is awesome. Shannon said, meanwhile, chat moves again and she misses more comments. I'm nearly catching up. It hasn't jumped again. Well, no, it did, I think. Everyone's saying, hello, Robin. Shannon said, and by new, you mean the one from 10 plus years ago, lol. I Am Kai said, don't know, can I see? Darren said, Shannon, 10 years is like the blink of an eye. Alex said, I watched The Old Stand a few times, awesome watch, and may watch that again soon. I wanted it to carry on even after 5 odd hours. Yeah, I haven't seen The New Stand, I won't watch it. Whoopi Goldberg's in there. And Amber Heard, was it? Is Amber Heard in it? Yeah, they can go woke. Get woke and go broke. I'm not watching that one. I like the original. And the originals are normally much better than the re-uploads or redone ones, you know. Alex said, hopefully I can find Under the Dome. Yeah, I was lucky because I've already got it on the set-top box. I said, have no honey. I Am Kai said, I did 181 days in solitary confinement. It was not the blink of an eye, I promise. MJ said, Hev, I'm eating an English muffin with butter and jelly. Oh, yum, yum. George said, wow, Kai. Alex said, no music, didn't work. To the intermission pictures did, though, which are lovely. There you go. You can hear me in the background then, probably eating and moving my chair around and slapping my cuppa. No, joking. I said, I can hear you munching and drinking. Have enjoy. I Am Kai said, I'm not completely back from it, and that's been years ago. Darren said, Fred Flintstone also knew a Martian. I Am Kai said, it never goes away completely. Any small place hits it. I Am Kai said, if I could put heads on any single one. Hands. Susie said, hi guys, if you wake up feeling hungry and sleepy, you could be Snow White, just saying. How you going, Susie? Darren said, how did you keep your sanity, Kai, or did you come out to all this crap happening today? I Am Kai said, I would fall to the dark. MJ said, I'm sorry, Kai. Susie said, how's your little chook with the wonky beak, Hev? Good, I didn't end up taking it to the vet. I spoke to the person who sold it to me, and he said, look, as long as it's eating and drinking, you know, otherwise you're going to cost yourself a bit of money. It's doing all right. And they're both out now. They're not getting picked on as much, the chickens, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've still got to build the other cage because I haven't had time. I've been so busy. But yeah, I've got to build the other cage, and then I'm thinking of putting the first cage that I've already got at the back of them, so that you walk into a cage, and then there's another gate inside where I can put the 2 new chickens in there if I need to. Depends on how they're doing though. But thank you, Susie, for asking. Doing good. Just a little bit smaller than the other chickens, but still eating and drinking and everything. So I Am Kai said, been 5-6 years ago, not completely sane, and I know it. Alex said, bet it was the best time you had to get to know yourself, I Am Kai. I Am Kai said, yeah. MJ said, hi, Susie, and everyone's saying, hello, Susie. MJ said, how is Gertrude and Mildred? They're doing better. George said, sorry to hear that, Kai. Kai said I could laugh and cry at the same time. Sometimes do. Kai said, it's okay, fate and all that crap. Susie said, I asked after you on the weekend, Alex. Lovely to see you too. Alex said, what's the definition of sane? George said, hi Susie. Kai said, it only bothers me now that I'm getting old with think. Susie said, you aren't going to fall ever? I said, I had a vibrator years ago, brand new, and was stolen. What? What? Eyes, what? Everyone's laughing. Lol, eyes, damn eyes. MJ's up. Susie said, you aren't going to fall ever, Kai. You're one of the good ones. MJ said, Susie, 100%. Kai said, I'm stained, I know, but I'm better now. Alex said, the world is certainly not sane. D. Lee said, Kai, I'll be travelling near you tomorrow. Susie said, Kai, are you one of the 20 and back soldiers? Kai said, you can see light from a bright place anyway. Can't see light from a bright place. George said, the world has gone mad, Alex. Alex said, I know that, Susie. I'm so glad you found Hev's channel again. Kai said, if I could, I'd get hold of autocorrect. Oh boy, I tell you, I know. That stuffs me up a lot, autocorrect. I don't like it. I'd rather spell a word wrong than have autocorrect correct me. I said, I'm not lying, I never mince my words. I was looking forward to my vibrator over 15 years ago, battery operated, and some nut stolen it. What are you doing? Dara said, how do you know it was bright? Kai's laughing his ass off. Susie said, I've missed you all. Big hugs. You too, Susie. Oh, jumped again. Oh. Okay. Where is it? Okay. Kai said, priceless. George said, I heard sitting on a washing machine helps a lot. What was that from? The Great Outdoors. And the chick goes, go find yourself a spin cycle. Oh dear. George said, I heard sitting on a... Oh, I read that one. Trying to read it again. Kai is looking, ribs, laughing. Alex said, Susie Fraser, I've missed you too. MJ said, Eyes, you may want to call it a massager. But you do, yes. I'm wondering what Eyes was talking about. Eyes said, George, pissed myself laughing. Kai said, I missed you all too. No, way better mood. Oh, good. Hey, Sherry, how you going? MJ is so funny, almost spit out my coffee. Darren said, hope it's not Costa Coffee, Sherry. They're promoting breast mutilation. Oh, no. I said, MJ, lol, long time ago. Susie said, Alex, I totally got kicked off. Everything unsubscribed and I couldn't find Hev. I thought she was gone too, and then one day she come back on my feet. Oh, that's good. Kai said, you know what's funny? Super glue toothpaste. Oh, no. Alex said, it sure has. I can't wait for it all to pop off, George. I said, I hate breaking wind. Garlic is the problem. MJ said, Susie, screenshot your feed or notification. Never lose them again. Kai said, I break. It's like hot, fresh corpse. Wife gags, cries. It's hilarious. MJ said, oh, Eyes, you're killing me. Oh, my God. George said, lol, Alex. Susie said, MJ, are you speaking Chinese? I said, MJ, why? Just speaking the truth, lol. Okay, Eyes, were you talking about a massager? You know, a massage vibrator one, you know? Because you know what a vibrator is, don't you? Okay. Susie said, Kai, I think you and Snuggles are a lot more read in than the rest of this chat. MJ said, the bell is notifications or top feed, left-hand corner under 4 score, like this. But for hit it, feed is on the list, screenshot is picture your phone takes of your screen. Kai said, Susie, I dig as much as I can, but I've been around some too. Alex said, it's a shame YouTube don't like free speech and they feel the need to nuke channels or put context banners in place. I'll have another link so you can always find us, Susie. Kai said, Snuggle hates me though, and he can... Oh. Yeah, just you know, don't worry about each other. I am Kai. Alex said, Hev's other links. Ruff said, Gold Coast childcare worker just charged with over 1,600 child. That's okay. Because I was seeing things mentioned and I didn't know what they were talking about. It's over 1,600 child, really bad offences against children as young as 3 years old, others involved. I'll work on getting that story, Ruff. And how you going anyway, Ruff? MJ said, glad he's got... I'm Kai said, Ruff, that's awesome. Darren said, Alex, it's free speech as long as you say what they want. I said, I'll be truthful. Since 2007, I stopped using bog roll because it's dry. I use toddler wipes ever since. Get very clean, no skid marks. Guys. George said, hi, Ruff. I'm going to have to read the comments first before I read them out loud, I think. MJ said, ever think about the damage just 10 of the rock spiders do? Just 10. Probably thousands easy. Yeah, rock spiders here in Australia is another word for pedos. And just think about the damage 10 of them can do. Now times that by thousands. Susie said, Kai, I'm so sorry for everything you've been through. We're not far off from a lot of wonderful things coming. I can actually feel it now. George said, that scumbag needs locking up for life. MJ said, TMI. I'm Kai said, I was sometimes dud and sometimes a volunteer, so done. Oh, I'm Kai said, always done. Bet I won't do that again. Susie said, Alex, so many channels I notice now you can't leave comments on anymore. Why is that? They're going to shut the whole thing down soon. Because they can't stop us. MJ said, bleeping spell check. I said, yes, Hev, we live under an enclosed dome that's fixed to the outer ice wall in Antarctica that goes around the circle of the Earth. Kai said, oh, I despise autocorrect. Kai said, I'm going to go eat, guys. May the God, the creator of creation, bless you and keep us all, and may the force be with you. You too, Kai. Eat something for me. MJ said, night, Kai. George said, if a man did go to the moon, they had a big obstacle to overcome, and that was the Van Allen radiation belt. Yeah, because even a few years ago they were saying they can't get past the Van Allen radiation belt. Dealey said, take care, Kai, and hello to Tony. Yes, say hello to Tony for us. MJ said, space is ocean. Alex said, maybe negative pushback, but I say ignore, probably from bots anyway. I don't think that many people are ready. The world is about to get swallowed up in the blink of an eye. Few will witness. Susie Fraser, yep. Darren said, George, how does Van Allen keep his trousers up without his belt? Susie said, and all good things and blessings to you, Kai. May God protect you always. MJ said, I know a lot of people who need a spin cycle. Seriously, watch The Great Outdoors if you don't know what I'm talking about. The one with John Candy in it and the bear. Big bear, chase me. Yeah, so it was a good movie. I like John Candy. Elena said, everything's going to be okay, just try behaving like brothers and sisters, love you all. George said, I guess his trousers fall down. MJ said, ditto, love you all back, including lurkers. Yep. Hey everyone, including the lurkers. You know we love you. Elena said, super glue toothpaste. Yeah, that would be bad. Alex said, people don't lie hearing or seeing negative things, but they are just a distraction. I don't like hearing or seeing negative things. People need to focus on the positive and know that God wins. Elena said, MJ is smart. Carl said, vibrate, T-bags, what did I miss? Oh, I don't know, Carl. I think he was talking about a massager. I'm not sure. George said, hi, Carl. MJ said, dang, Carl. Darren said, all images on old cameras were negative. Alex said, good night and God bless. See you soon, Tony, and I am Kai. I said, Hev, you know what I'm on about. Really? Okay. George said, take care, Kai. Susie said, have any of us seen The Sound of Freedom? No, not yet. Darren said, I've never seen a sound, Susie. Yeah, you can't see sounds. No, The Sound of Freedom, the movie. MJ said, Summer Vacation with John Candy, a favourite. Oh, really? I don't know if I've seen that. Or is that what you were talking about with The Great Outdoors, Summer Vacation? Or is there an actual movie called Summer Vacation with John Candy in it? I really like John Candy. And I found out that Gene Wilder is alright. Does anyone remember who Gene Wilder is? Gene Wilder was in, what was he in? History of the World part, whatever it was. Stir Crazy, Blazing Saddles. Gene Wilder is alright. He stopped making films a long time ago because Hollywood went a bit woke and rude and everything else. So George said John Candy did some classic comedy movies. Alex said I just had to reload and we've ran out of comments. No! MJ said, have you got to see it too? Summer Vacation. Okay, I'm going to write that down. I've got to see Summer Vacation. And Darren said, Heb's too fast. And Alex said, my chat just froze. Yep. He rode the blazing saddles. Oh, and he was also, there's a movie called The Frisco Kid. Did anyone ever see that movie? The Frisco Kid. It had Gene Wilder and I can't remember the other guy's name. And I remember them, they had to jump off a cliff with horses. And the American guy, because Gene Wilder was supposed to be a Jewish rabbi. And so the guy asked Gene Wilder, how do you say in Jewish? And it was, Hi Gewalt! As they were jumping off this cliff. And then the Jewish guy just went, oh shit. Yeah, just some random stuff, you know. MJ said, yep, Blazing Saddles. Alex said, I know. Whizzed through the comments. Susie said, apparently Mel Gibson has another movie waiting in the wings that will reveal more than the Caviezel movie. All good. Darren said, that's global boiling for you, Alex. Alex said, I was even to A, B, C, D, ... I said, there is no Van Allen belt. We have a hard structure glass dome firmament. Susie said, I love John Candy. Johnny LaRue forever. Alex said, John Candy's a legend. He is. George said, there was a conspiracy that Elvis appeared in Home Alone. Really? And Darren said, John Legend is a candy. Alex said he used to freestyle most of his roles, so that was mainly all him. Awesome bloke. Yeah, I loved Uncle Buck. He was good in Uncle Buck. Alex said, sorely missed. And did anyone hear that, like, oh, what's her name? O'Riordan. She just passed away recently. She sang zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? What's her name? O'Riordan. Someone O'Riordan. What's her name? Apparently she just died recently. Well, I just had a Mandela moment because I thought she died years ago. MJ said, George, Home Alone 2. Alex said, Uncle Buck with the laughy faces. George said, no, MJ, the first movie at the airport. Planes, trains and automobiles. Darren said, Elvis appears at the supermarket all the time. I said, there's a reason why the sky is blue, because there's water above the firmaments in the Bible. Water's above and water below. Alex said, get a rat to gnaw that thing off your face. Yeah, the teacher. Dolores, that's it. No, I may have gotten Sinead O'Connor and Dolores O'Riordan mixed up. Yeah. So there you go. She apparently just passed away recently, so... yeah, apparently it was going all over Twitter that Dolores O'Riordan... Yeah. Sinead O'Connor sung, Nothing compares to you. Oh, yeah, I think I got them mixed up for some reason. Yeah, Dolores was the zombie, 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 hey, hey. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie. And she sung Ode to My, what was it? Ode to My Family or Ode to My Father? Can't remember. I was going to come on YouTube and go, darling, you've got to let me know. Or YouTube, you've got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, it will be double. So come on and let me know. Should I cool it or should I not say that word? MJ said 90s ladies. Dolores was last year. Sinead was this last week. Okay. Susie said she did die years ago, Hev. Dolores has been gone at least 5 years, if not more. I'm having then a bit of a brain fart. Don't mind me. Okay. Alex said my motor, my father. MJ said R.I.P. Alex said I love that woman's voice. Yep. Sinead was Clinton-sided. Yeah, she was speaking out about a few things, wasn't she? MJ said Alex with the clovers. Alex said so many good singers gone. Yep. George said R.I.P. Sinead. Okay, so maybe I'm getting mixed up with who's done what and where and when and why. I'm going to leave it there for today, guys, but I will be back. Hopefully tomorrow. As long as I don't get another strike. I should be back tomorrow. Alex said all of them try to say some sort of truth. Susie said Sinead came from a wealthy elite family, was horribly abused. You could tell she had Oh, there you go. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go with that. And, yep, I will see you tomorrow. And hopefully the outro works. I have no idea anymore. But hopefully see you tomorrow. Okay, guys. Bye. Yeah, for some reason I don't think that's working either. Okay, how about I just sing? Can anyone hear anything? Because I can't hear shit. Can you hear, like, the music? Someone tell me in the comments, can anyone hear that music? Because I can't hear anything. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? You can hear me, but not the music, is that right? Okay. I'm trying to sing out. I'll sing something for you then. Okay. Money don't make my world go round. I'm reaching out for the higher ground. To a warm and peaceful place I can rest my weary face. Life's answers we try to find. Oh, we try to find. Yes, we try to find. Struggling inside our minds. I can't remember the rest, so I'm going to leave it there.